and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. I think I'm kind of centered here. How's it going? Hey K5, how you doing? Hey Trumvita. Oh yeah, you notice you notice the bump. Yeah, the a guy that I was gonna have do some affiliate back in when it was the other name, do some affiliate work for the hobby channel. I got back in touch with, and yeah, he offered to help me help me with this channel. So I have no idea what what's going on, but I hope it doesn't screw up anything. But I told him I've been trying to get to 1,000 subs forever on the cartoon streaming channel, and so he said, let me take care of that. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see. I just hope it doesn't screw up anything. I'll have to set up a new channel, but it won't be any big deal. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'd be nice to be able to do the community posts and stuff if I could actually get partnered. So wish me luck. We'll see what happens with the channel. But there we go. There's the angle. But yeah, I've been sitting for 3 or 4 years now at around 500 subs. So we'll see what happens. But I think it's 1K. It's 1K and a bunch of viewing hours. But because it's all streaming on this channel, I should have the viewing hours because I'm not doing little short videos. So we'll see. But that would be cool to be able to message you guys and do more interactive stuff with the community. So, well, it's good to see everybody. I hope you're doing well. We're getting a typhoon. So, hopefully the trajectory of it, the map, it's like the main island of Japan is here, and the direction is just going to sweep all the way across the island. So, right now it's just giving us a lot of rain. I guess by 9 o'clock tonight, Japan time, it's going to hit. So, we'll see what that means and what that means for tomorrow. Maybe trains will get canceled and stuff. There's a lot when rain gets really heavy. I think especially the subways, they have to sometimes stop the trains because they get water that they can't get rid of. But we'll see. There we go. I think it's working okay. Oh yeah, that would be sweet. Yeah, that's right, because I can do then super chats and memberships and everything. Yeah, that would be great. Very cool. Oh yeah, and I saw Hyphonics is using the artwork, colored version of the artwork now for the channel icon. That was so cool. When I saw that, that was, yeah, I'm very touched. That's very cool that that he liked that artwork. I'll have to do some more stuff. But and I saw for the your Omegle Omegle logo idea is getting used to. K5, that's really good. Good idea. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do. I've got so many little characters I can do. I can just kind of pick out of all the little cartoons, so I can do a ton. That much easier than for the hobby channel. I can do a ton of icons for emojis and stuff for the for this channel. That'll be fun. Yeah, because all the artwork is already done. I just have to put it on, make it transparent. Yeah, and I really want to for this channel also do some little animated things. Take some of the cartoons and make them make the boxes falling over, or make something. Do some little simple looped animations that I can use. So that'll be fun though. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I have no idea. All right. So just warm up a little bit here. Things are a little bit slow. So hope the heat is not so bad for a lot of people. I think it was a little bit of a heat wave in a lot of parts of the world. So hopefully that's slowed down. Yeah, so we're getting early typhoon season, I guess. I don't know. This seems a little bit early to have such a big storm. And because usually it's September, so the rainy season is June here, and then September the storms start to roll through. So we have like 2 months of really hot, humid, but pretty clear weather. And now, yeah, who knows? The weather's all screwed up. Yeah, I don't need to do this. I just drew a little milk carton for last week. All right. Yeah, I really want to, for the hobby channel too, take that table icon and do some more stuff with it, especially for the notification animations and stuff. I was thinking about doing like a re-entry. Like the table itself was flipped so far that it left the atmosphere, and so do a re-entry animation where it's like turning orange, like the edges of it are turning orange as it's re-entering Earth's gravity or Earth's atmosphere. So I'll do something like that. I haven't done animation in so long. I should try to learn a little bit more. It's pretty deep, but After Effects animation, I can probably do some pretty cool stuff with that. And I know it's got a lot of well, I think it's third party, but it's got a lot of effects and things. Alright, not that. So yeah, I have no idea. So we could get some crazy rain right before, and you'll probably hear it. My window's like right there, so you guys will be the first to hear when the torrential rain starts. Yeah, it was so this week it's been pretty rainy, and they did all this construction for these stairs and installed a new kind of drainage system to get the water off the stairs when there's heavy rain, because usually the stairs, they're just these big stone stairs and they turn into just a waterfall, so it's pretty dangerous to walk on when it's heavy rain. And they did all of this construction and cut down all these trees and did all this, like maybe almost 10 years. Like they staggered it, but maybe almost 10 years of construction to do all of that. And last time it rained heavily, rain is just coming down the middle of the stairs. So it still doesn't it still isn't enough. When there's really heavy rain, there's nothing that's going to stop that. So yeah, what a waste of money. But it's probably one of those budgetary things that they had to spend it or lose it. So, but yeah, they didn't solve anything. What they did do is put a handrail, now through the whole middle of the stairs, so older people can have a safer time, which is good. Okay. Yeah, no big ideas. Is it still the 4th? Yeah, almost the very end of the 4th of July. So people must have just had fireworks not too long ago. What time is it? U.S. time. Oh, they're pretty late. That's right. So yeah, hopefully you had some. Yeah, happy 4th. I hope people had some nice fireworks displays. I'm gonna play sometime during the stream. I'm gonna play the video that I love. My favorite fireworks display ever in San Diego in like 2011. They had some technical difficulty and a misfire where they lit the whole fireworks display at the same time, and it's just like a sun. It's just like a night sun. The whole area where people are like sitting in their chairs, waiting to watch the show, just lights up like it's daytime. It's insane, and it's pretty short, but it just like builds into this like super bright white light and then just dies down. So I'll play that to celebrate the 4th sometime during this stream. That's an amazing video. I've only seen one angle of it. I wonder if anybody else had their camera. It was 2011, so people had cameras on their phones already. And yeah, and everybody brings video cameras, or brought video cameras to fireworks displays. But it's good that nobody, as far as I know, nobody was injured. It was just a huge waste of money, because those those displays are very expensive, and for 30 minutes of entertainment, and this was like 30 seconds. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, so fireworks don't come until later in summer here. They're usually the summer festival type event, so there's no sometimes I think they do fireworks for some New Year's events, but it's mostly like summer festivals that have fireworks displays here. So not yet. We're not deep enough into the heat of summer. I read though that all the tourists, I'm not sure the type of restrictions, if they're doing testing or what, but all the tourists are starting to come back now, so Japan's going to be crowded again, and we're not even done, with the bad weather numbers. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll be able to share new new variants faster. That'll be fun. Okay, great. Wrong tool. Oh man. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, I always lived kind of in small town. I guess it wasn't until like university that I was in a city that could actually have a decent fireworks display. Mostly lived in smaller towns, so they had the little, like one at a time for 20 minutes, and then, a couple dozen at the end. The fireworks are really nice here. I don't know if they're any different, like if they use different manufacturers or whatever. But there's some interesting stuff. The smaller, like little cities use more kid style ones. There's a lot of things that like pop like a two-dimensional, that are supposed to look like a certain cartoon character or whatever, but because they're very flat, they've got kind of two sides to them, so they're two-sided. But if they pop at a weird angle from where you're viewing them, you just see this like strange like slice of colored explosion. But most of the time they're supposed to be like a Doraemon face, or just like a smiley face, like one of those 70s, like smiley faces. But sometimes when they pop up, they look really bizarre. But they're the very little kid-friendly ones, characters that under 5 kids under 5 know. Oh man. All right. I'm trying some. It's going to key out maybe. I don't know if they have this. They probably have this in the U.S. It probably just came here. But Monster. Yeah, it's totally keying out. Monster Super Fuel. So it's kind of like really, really sweet Gatorade. So I was trying something, getting a little bit more hydration. I noticed I've been really dehydrated in this, just not drinking enough water in this hot summer weather, because you sweat like crazy getting anywhere. And so you just have to pound water to make sure that you get that back. Otherwise it doesn't work. Or I just noticed I'm feeling really bad. All right. Yeah, and I drink way too much, especially in this weather too. I drink too much iced coffee and stuff that does nothing for your hydration. All right. Anything? I'm trying to think. I haven't watched any movies or anything recently. I've been kind of busy with stuff. Yeah, I gotta find a new. Oh, Better Call Saul. We've got it's another week before the season finale of Better Call Saul is out. That'll be something fun to watch, and hopefully it'll have that same feeling of the end of Breaking Bad. because they're going to release them weekly. So hopefully there'll be a lot of nice, buzz online, and we can enjoy that show ending. And they're going to bring back, like, we're going to see Hank and Walter and Jesse are all going to make like little cameos, because they're bringing the timeline kind of up to that era, up to the Breaking Bad continuity, and then beyond. So if you're watching it at all of the stuff that you see, like some of the opening scenes have been black and white, and that's like, I forget his witness relocation name. It's something like Gary or something, but Jimmy went to the vacuum. Now, it's not like witness relocation, but he went to the vacuum cleaner store and got the new identity. So he's managing a Cinnabon somewhere. And I think they, like, the first episode, first season, they hit you with that. And so we might get an episode of that. So that'll be after Breaking Bad. So, yeah. We'll see. Yeah, somebody made a video of all of the characters that appeared in both series. And I was really surprised how good the writers were at kind of remembering. Of course, the people are like 10 years older, so the actors don't look younger. They look much older than they did in the original series. But they've got that. Oh, that was the thing too. Yeah, I watched a little bit of that Obi-Wan series on Disney Plus, and they had like a flashback, like a Clone Wars era flashback of Anakin and Obi-Wan dueling, and they're both definitely 20 years older. It's so funny. Yeah, because Hayden Christensen was a kid. Yeah, he was probably like 19 or something. He was pretty young. So you're not going to look 19 at 40. Yeah, I think Ewan McGregor's a little luckier, because he had a beard too to cover any crazy aging. So they just move slower though, like for the sword fight stuff. They were, for the lightsaber stuff, they were looking kind of slow and old. Yeah, that was the weird thing with if any of you guys saw the Irishman, the Scorsese, like that super long, like 3.5 hour Scorsese movie that he did for Netflix about Jimmy Hoffa. And they had scenes of them when they were supposed to be 30, but the actors were like in the 60s or 70s. And so when they went to do physical stuff, like even getting out of a chair or anything, you could noticeably tell that they weren't the right age. They were super, super slow. And there's a scene where Robert De Niro's like, beating up this guy, and he can barely like move his leg to kick him. Like, it looks really, really obvious. They should have done like face replacement body double with somebody younger, so he would move correctly. But there was a behind the scenes where they even showed, and that's where I remember that getting out of the chair thing, where they even showed them, we're gonna de-age your face, but it was the actors doing the scene, and they realized, I think it was like the director of photography. Hey, unknown girl, how's it going? It was the director of photography or somebody that was telling Scorsese and the actors, like, yeah, you're not moving like a 30-year-old. Like, it's way too slow. That's way too unbelievable. So for some of these takes, they had to, like, jump up as fast as they could, look as lively as possible, just for that take, so that it read like they were 30 years old instead of 65. So that has to be really hard. I mean, and that's definitely the point where you should just, face replace and body double, which I think is what they're going to do with the next Indiana Jones. They're doing another Indiana Jones movie. So the fifth Indiana Jones movie, I think they're doing body replacement, like face replacement body doubles for Harrison Ford, because he, if you saw Blade Runner 2049 or anything, I mean, he was playing old in that, but yeah, he moves old. And I think they just gave up the idea of him actually, leaping and jumping and swinging is not going to happen. So they're replacing people. So not only, body doubles for like shots that where you can't see his face, but maybe body doubles for the action. Oh yeah, yeah. There's so many stunts. Yeah, like in '80s movies, especially. There's so many stunts where, the actress is like jumping out the window, and it cuts to the actor, the character, jumping out the window, but it's like these big thick forearms, and it's a guy with a wig, or it's a woman stunt double, but she's in so much better shape. Like her physical condition is so different that you immediately notice. Yeah, so it's crazy that they're gonna the stuff they're gonna be able to do soon, and it's gonna just like when DVD and Blu-ray and stuff, when home video got really cheap, and then with streaming, I guess as well, they're gonna have to, like, actors are gonna have to totally renegotiate contracts or add things to contracts where they have some control over their likeness and things, because I think like Carrie Fisher talked about that a lot when she was still alive, that she signed away her likeness for Princess Leia for the Star Wars movies, because she was always complaining, or her joke was, she gets up in the morning and looks in the mirror and she has to pay a nickel to George Lucas because she saw her face, that he owns. So she has to pay him a licensing fee for looking at her own face. So I think maybe for toys and stuff, maybe that was part of his like clever toy licensing deal. He has the likenesses of those characters, so that I think that's why they were doing. They can do 3D Luke and 3D Leia, or like the digital versions, because they did that in Force Awakens. They did younger Luke and Leia, and then for some of the streaming shows, they've done Luke again, which they should. I mean, if they want to continue these stories and these characters, they've got to just recast them. They get somebody that looks. It doesn't have to be like someone that's imitating the exact performance, but has the kind of similar atmosphere. I guess though. No, you know what happened though? They tried that. They did that with Solo. They did the Han Solo movie, and that movie lost money. So I think they are super gun shy now about recasting younger actors to play like more famous roles. So they are doing so much digital stuff now, and now they're doing the I think I talked about this last week. The voice, there's a company that if you just like with deep fakes, you put enough images of someone's face, and the AI can recreate their face in video. And there's software now for voice, where if you give it enough voice samples, and if you have people like reading audiobooks or their movie performances and stuff, if you feed it all of their samples of their voice, it can synthesize their voice and basically is a text to speech of their voice, and probably with you can do emphasis and like different pronunciation or different phrasing and stuff within the software as well. Because that was when I was doing the stories. So I did that text to speech for some of those Nmity Stories, and I was looking at that company. They have like a free demo version of it. I was looking at that company, and I recorded my own voice doing stuff, and my voice is just not distinctive enough to even want to like simulate it with AI. It doesn't sound good at all. But someone with a very interesting, distinct voice, I think that would be worth it. But that's what they did for both Luke and Darth Vader in those series, is they had their voices just basically computer synthesized. So now you've got the voice, you've got the image, especially if they're in a costume, if they're like all Darth Vadered up, they've got it. But yeah, I think they own the likenesses of Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. Like Lucasfilm has the rights to use those, because that's who they've been using so far. But it's just going to encourage, the uncreativity, the non-creativity of these studios, even worse than it already is, to not try new stories or new properties. It's just to go back and say, remember this, doesn't this look good? Because the CG artists just love that stuff. They love the challenge of doing weird projects like that. So there's going to be an endless number of people willing to do it. Computer graphics people. So it's just the audiences telling the studios to stop it that's going to make it happen. I don't know, but it's going to get really weird before before they figure out how to like properly use it. The different usage is going to get bizarre. Yeah, and some YouTuber was talking about that's where it's eventually going to go, because I think in the agreement when Disney bought Lucasfilm, there's some agreement about that original trilogy, and so if Disney wants to mess around with that at all, I think they're gonna have to remake it. So we might actually get some. That would be so bizarre, a remake of like the original Star Wars films, just like they're doing the live action of like Lion King and stuff. But that would give them then the rights to like really mess with the story and then they own everything that they would generate from those films. So you would never see like, whoever they cast as Luke Skywalker, you'd never see Mark Hamill again in that role. You'd see whoever they cast again. Ah, K5 is on the phone. Nice. So did anybody have nice fireworks this year? I didn't. This is I think a busy weekend though for some reason. Maybe because it's early summer. The kids aren't usually out until the end of July here. But a lot of people were away on the weekend. Oh yeah, there was a weird incident here. So a lot of people were camping and fishing and doing like outdoor stuff this weekend for some reason with the typhoon coming. But KDDI, who owns that's a telecommunications company here in Japan, and they own the au cell phone carrier company. That's their cell phone service. So they're like number 2 in Japan. There's like 3 big ones, and they're number 2. And they've had a network outage now for, I think it's going on 3 days, where text messaging, voice calls, everything is failing on their network. And that the reason that I thought of that is because the professor that I was talking to said his daughter is a nurse at a hospital, and they had a patient come in, a COVID patient come in, a very elderly patient in really bad condition. So they needed to contact his next of kin about what ifs and what kind of treatment they wanted to pursue for this, and maybe they needed permission or whatever if he was in that bad of shape. And they couldn't reach any of them because they all had AU cell phones. So everyone was out busy on the weekend and no one could be reached. So I think they had to call like a little, like a cousin or a more distant relative on a landline, which connected. And then that person had to physically go to someone and tell them, your phone's not working. Your, grandfather is in the hospital. So yeah, very scary. Yeah, we're taking so much of that for granted, that those networks are always up, they never fail, everything. So yeah, it's crazy. Oh yeah, Unknown Girl, that's right. You have a different Independence Day. Wow, everyone should just uniformly just choose one date and the whole world should celebrate independence. Yeah, that's the U.S.'s big fireworks holiday. I think New Year's too. New Year's gets fireworks in the U.S. too. But yeah, that's really scary that the number 2 network went down. I'm suspicious though, because they did that apology thing. If you've ever seen that, like Japanese companies do that very deep, long bow of very please forgive us kind of thing. So they have these like public press conferences. They say what went wrong and who they're blaming or whatever, and then the heads, like the tops of the company, will do this like low bow on camera, and it's always there's always, all the TV channels are there to get the humiliation of the higher ups of the companies. People love to watch that, but it's very suspicious. They're not saying what happened, what's going on. Maybe they don't want to admit some like crazy incompetence or some crazy like equipment failure or something. But I'm very suspicious. I guess I'm like in conspiracy mode now, but I'm really suspicious that China is notoriously sniffing around everyone's weaknesses, internet weaknesses, and I wonder if this was something, they're playing around figuring out if they can disable communications networks, because if they're gonna land in Taiwan, the best thing for them to do is to cut it off, because it's an isolated island. So the best thing that they could do is cut it off as much as possible from people, like live streaming and getting information out as fast as possible. So I'm a little suspicious that this might be a test. And Japan is a little weak. Their cyber security is kind of garbage here for some unknown reason. But I'm wondering if this was kind of because we have no information about why this network went down. It's the first time ever, the biggest outage in the history of Japan for this kind of thing. So I'm a bit worried that it's like a little bit of well, can we do this? And if we can, then that would make it too late. Before people knew what was going on, it would be too late. And just like with Hong Kong, China would be in Taiwan, and there's nothing you can do about it, kind of thing. Just my paranoid thinking, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not that far from the truth. It wouldn't shock me with the way China runs their nonsense. Nice. Yeah, I'll show, I was saying at the beginning of the stream, Unknown Girl, I'll show you a very infamous fireworks display in the U.S. that happened in San Diego, like about 10 years ago, where the entire fireworks display went up at once. Like the whole show went up at one time, and just this blinding white explosion. So I'll play that. I found the video of it online, but it's crazy. I don't think I'll be able to do the sound though, which is probably for the best. I'm sure the sound is pretty crazy. All right. Yeah, I forget how international an audience I'm talking to. Yeah, my YouTube stats are pretty bad. My actually, maybe I haven't looked at them for this channel, but for the hobby stats, it's like 80-90% US audience, like with 10% Japan, which is probably me checking the videos or whatever. But yeah, I forget how many non-Americans I'm talking to, so I don't mean to sound so local or colloquial or whatever. Not colloquial. What's the I don't mean to sound so regionist. But yeah, I forget that all the time, especially timing wise. Oh no! Yeah, I couldn't imagine like losing a finger or losing an eye or something to fireworks. That would feel so stupid, like so meaningless. It's not like you were fighting in a war. You were just trying to make something go bang, so it would entertain somebody. Yeah, we used to do all kinds of stupid stuff, like M80s. I don't know how much black powder they are, but they're like some percentage of like a stick of dynamite. So M80s were the popular thing to get your hands on, illegal fireworks wise, and they're pretty. I mean, if you like one goes off near you, you feel the concussion of it, the wind, coming from its explosion. So people did all kinds of stupid stuff as kids with those things. I don't think anybody lost any. I think somebody like an upperclassman, like somebody that was much older than us when we were in like grade school, did something stupid and like hurt his hand or something. But yeah, I can't imagine a fireworks mishap. That would really suck. Yeah, and the when you say like fireworks here, either people think of the professional display or the very tiny little like sparkler kind of stuff. So they make a lot of little things for kids that are kind of cute. They're like little paper rolls that you light at the end, and they have like a little powder embedded in the paper, and it burns its way up and kind of sparkles and flares and stuff as it burns up the paper, or just like more traditional sparklers and fountains and things. That's much more like kids' home fireworks. I don't think anybody, because the authorities are pretty strict, I don't think anybody can get away with doing their own fireworks like they do in the US. Like literally, yeah, you'll have a neighbor and he'll have like the professional grade, like the big, steel tubes that he's shooting like professional fireworks out of. I've had a couple of neighborhoods like that. mm. Yeah, so some of those little Japanese kind of kid stuff is really fun, and that's very summer. Like the image of the kids wearing the yukata, like the more casual kimono summer version style, the very light ones, and bending down and like burning the little fireworks. That's very Japanese summer image. Yeah, I always loved of the stuff that you could buy as a kid. I always loved snakes. That weird thing that's like a little puck, like a little tablet, and you light the top of it, and just this like endless ash comes off the top of it and just kind of makes this long spirally thing. I always love those, although they make such a huge mess, because it is literally just this like little structure of ash that just crumbles and turns everything black on the driveway or wherever you light them. But I just thought those were so cool as a kid. And then snaps too, that's right. The little, like little twisted paper they throw, and they just go, little, like there's like, some kind of rocks or something with some kind of coating on them, so when there's any concussion, they make that popping sound. So those are fun. And we used to do the thing that was really crazy that you could do is the old, and I don't think they even make these anymore, but the red paper caps for a cap gun. So they're you could get I think it's like 4 or 5 kind of they're perforated and stuck together, and you like kind of tear one off, and you load the roll into a cap gun, and just a little metal hammer mechanism that hits what is essentially, like if you've ever seen like Dots candy or anything, it's basically like a little pocket with a tiny bit of black powder in it. So when the little hammer strikes, it just goes pop, pop, pop. Like it's a little bit louder than the sound of the actual metal hitting, but it just kind of creates more of a bang sound for a toy rifle or toy gun or rifle, just by crushing that little spot. So there's just a series of little spots on this roll of paper, and there's always red paper for some reason. But if you take a whole roll of those and smash them with a sledgehammer, you hit all of that black powder at the same time, and it makes it really loud. So we used to sit in the floor of the garage, like the very smooth cement of the floor of the garage, and put multiple rolls or whatever, and just smack them with a big heavy steel hammer or some steel tool that was heavy enough, and the sound, your ears would be ringing from the sound. So there was no flash or anything, it was just a sound, but we used to make our ears ring forever by just smashing those all at once. So it's like, I don't know how many would be on a roll, maybe like 40 or 50 in a whole roll of those, but if you're lay the roll down on the side and smash it, you get the whole pop at the same time. So you get 40 or 50 times that sound exploding. Or you can also, because they're black powder, you could also take your thumbnail and like strike it like a match, and they would burn. They wouldn't make a sound, but you could get it to ignite and just burn, because as you use the caps, there'd just be like a little black spot on the paper where the black powder burned. So you could like with a thumbnail like make them like flare a little bit. Oh, so exciting. But that must sound like I'm talking about the phonograph records or some wax cylinder recordings. That technology must sound ridiculously, sorry about the R word, ridiculously old-fashioned. Yeah, I don't even think they used to also make caps that for toy guns that had actual barrels, or not barrels, what is it? A revolver has like the drum. What's it called? A drum, whatever. Whatever you load the bullets in a revolver. it's not a barrel, it's not a drum, whatever it is. But they would have guns that would do that, and you would put it as plastic ring that was basically caps. It was like little plastic cups with the same material as in caps, but in there, and then the what is that called? So you'd have like 6 or 8, however many. There we go. Thank you, Google. Oh, come on. Cylinder. Yeah, the cylinder. Yeah. So they'd actually have a cylinder, a little release. What is that? Oh, they don't even show that. They would have a what? These images are so small. It's called an ejector rod. Oof. Yeah, so the little thing that locked, the little rod that locked the cylinder in. I pulled that out, and you could actually, put the cylinder out and change the thing. So it was these little, change the bullets, but there was no bullets. It was just these little ring caps that you put in there and close them. And they did the same thing, except they were much more expensive because you got so much plastic with them. Yeah. Yeah, so the barrel is where the bullet would come out. The cylinder is the thing you can spin. Like if you're playing Russian roulette, you put one bullet in the cylinder and then spin it. Yeah, spin the cylinder. Yeah. So chambers are where the bullets go in the chambers in the cylinder. Jeez, that's pathetic. My vocabulary. But oh yeah, so you could literally play Russian roulette with those guns. Like if you shot all the caps in those ring caps except one, you could spin the cylinder and then play kids Russian roulette. Fun. Yeah, but I think so much of that stuff is just gone now because there's so many parents that don't want to encourage kids playing with guns. So you have to wait until you're 18 or whatever, and then you can buy all kinds of crazy realistic airsoft guns. Yeah, they have so many. There's like shops, like hobby shops in Japan that look like gun stores, that look like real gun stores, because the airsoft rifles and stuff here, I mean, they make all kinds of military models of everything. They're so realistic, and a lot of them are metal. They're probably like aluminum and stuff, but they're metal and plastic and look really realistic. And so they have displays at these stores that it just looks like an arsenal. And they do some of the nicer ones have a thing, so they shoot little plastic balls, like little plastic pellet, like round little BB type balls, but they are made of glow-in-the-dark plastic. They're usually white, and they're made of glow-in-the-dark plastic, so they have like an LED, I think it's an LED inside, that when you shoot when you pull the trigger and shoot one of the little BBs out of the airsoft gun, it flashes the LED, charges the the plastic, then will glow in the dark. And so in like low light or nighttime, you get like little tracer glow in the dark bullets coming out of your airsoft gun. That's a really cool idea. I mean, as a kid, I would have been like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But there's all kinds of funny, because there's a lot of, nobody can own anything but hunting rifles in Japan, but there's a lot of gun nuts and kind of military, kind of otaku, big fans of military equipment and stuff, and so they collect. The only thing that they can collect is airsoft versions of things, and they're expensive too. They probably cost like pretty close to the price of the actual like weapon. Like if you bought a real AR-15 or whatever, the airsoft version of it is probably pretty close. It's probably like maybe half price. They're really expensive because the replica is it's so accurate. The toy version is so accurate, and also there's like so many adult collectors, like adult toy collectors in Japan. They'll pay those kind of crazy prices for things. Oh yeah, I was watching. They released the. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this. This is a very contentious topic, but the the guy that was shot like an insane number of times in Akron. But I think it's Akron, Ohio. The Akron police, like 8 cops just like mag dumped on this guy and shot him like a crazy number of times, and they just released the body cam footage. So I think there's like protests, like riot protests going on now. But yikes, that was really brutal. I've seen a couple of those body cam things that are just like, they're just so painful. Like there was one where police were called to a hotel where somebody was waving a gun out the window of a hotel, and so it was called in, and it was just some guy and his girlfriend, like stupid, like, in the hotel for a weekend, drunk. And so I don't even know if it was a real weapon. I don't think in the video they confirmed whether or not it was even a real weapon, but it was reported that he was waving a gun at the window. So the police show up with rifles and or with like, whatever the standard issue like semi-auto rifles are, and so they've got the hallway all covered, and they're getting the kid to come out, and he's like, drunk or high or whatever, and so pretty out of it, but chubby guy just wearing t-shirts and like basketball shorts, and they're doing the hands up, walk backwards thing, and they say get on your knees, and he goes down to his knees, and his shorts slip, and his like just instinctual reaction is to grab his shorts so his shorts aren't falling down. He puts his hand down towards his waistline, and they just waste him in the hallway of the hotel. It was like so fucking horrifying for just that little slip. Like anybody would have done that. If you're dressed casually and your pants are falling down, you're gonna reach for them. And if you reach for your waistband when cops, have you, in their sight so heavily, it's just like, God damn, that kind of stuff is so painful. And I wonder how, there wasn't any follow-up or anything. It was just like the chest cam video, but I wonder how they rule something like that, because that's a little bit overreacting, but at the same time, if that's their procedure, then I guess that's a, whatever they call it, a safe or a clean shooting. Yeah, that was so sad. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, there's got to be some way where, I don't know, it just gets weird. There's just no good balance for it, because, you either have like, in the UK, police don't bring guns into a situation, but then they can easily be overpowered or get stabbed or whatever. There's like, they've got to do a lot more controlling situations. Or you equip them so that they're not vulnerable, so they won't react in a fearful way. Because like so many of these, like that case where that one officer thought she had her taser drawn, but she had her sidearm drawn, and she said, "Taser, taser, taser," and then she just unloaded into the sky. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. But that was like that kind of stuff. Like their adrenaline and their fear is running so high that if their training isn't, good enough, or if they're just not cut out for that job, they're gonna work in their own self-interest or their own self-preservation before they even care about what's going on with the people they're interacting with. And okay, that's the end of that. This isn't a good topic for a live stream, but yeah, that kind of stuff is just is crazy. And really, like, and I'm sure a lot of people that are involved in illegal activities know this, but I don't think the general public should know what the police procedures are, because you can so easily get involved in a bad interaction with police, and you have to know exactly what is going to set them off. And I don't think for most people, even know like the thing that you absolutely should not do if you have a cop like pointing a gun at you, like the what makes it okay for them to shoot you. You need to know that, because you don't want to even suggest doing anything like that. It's really crazy. They don't have a good balance of that at all in the U.S. It's really out of control. because you can't, you shouldn't escalate and arm the police to this like insane, because it'll just be like it'll feel like a military occupation. It won't feel like policing, where these people are serving a community. It'll feel like they're, occupying a community. So it's impossible to. There's a lot of stuff to untangle. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I can't believe there's a lot of I guess because of the chest cam footage now. It's when it's released, I think it's public information. So there's a lot of YouTube channels now with like ex-cops and stuff that cover that kind of stuff. That's so way too much of that stuff on YouTube. Yeah, if you get down one of those rabbit holes, it's surprising how many channels are just like, the chest cam stuff. All right. No good ideas. So, Unknown Girl, what's the big fireworks holiday in Australia? I don't know. Enough. And you guys have opposite seasons too. So yeah, it would be in months where there was nice weather. You can't do fireworks. Well, I guess you can. People do fireworks in January. But yeah, I wonder what the because I don't even know what is the. Look at me on the Google. Or is it, do you guys do like a Foundation Day or Independence Day? So, oh yeah, January 26th, Australian Independence, Australia Day. Is that a fireworks day? I wonder. Any excuse for fireworks is, yeah, Foundation Day. Yeah, they call that in Asia. Usually, it's Foundation Day, which sounds a little weird. Sounds very for some reason that sounds very sci-fi to me. The foundation of our country. Oh, nice. Yeah, the crazy thing in Los Angeles, though, everybody loves fireworks in Los Angeles. So 4th of July is just bombastic, just all day, and then it gets worse at night. It's just like everyone's got illegal fireworks because Mexico's pretty close. So everyone's got illegal fireworks, and they're just going off all night. And also, people fire their guns into the air because that's celebratory too. It makes a lot of sound. So yeah, you have got gunfire and fireworks going on all night. So if you're in a little bit of a dangerous neighborhood, it's probably pretty nerve-wracking. And I'm sure everyone's pets are losing it. I remember there was a neighbor's dog. I think it was like it was a husky. It was a Siberian husky that fireworks freaked the dog out, like just like sent it into crazy fits. And they locked it in one of the bedrooms because it goes so crazy from the fireworks, and it like ripped the horizontal blinds off the wall, just shredded everything, scratched, almost scratched its way through the door. It was like, one of those like cheap hollow core suburban doors. Like it went insane from fireworks. And I guess there's nothing you can do unless you've got a soundproof room or something. It probably would have been more humane for them to sedate the dog or something during that, because yeah. But all I saw was, I heard the story and then saw the aftermath of the room. Like, oh my God, that dog was terrified. But yeah, a lot of the poorer suburbs where I grew up, fireworks got silly all night stuff. But yeah, I noticed that in LA too. They loved their all night fireworks. Oh yeah, just cuddle up, nice. Yeah, I wonder why the husky got so, like the reaction was so violent, because they had to put him in a room, an isolated room, or else he would hurt people, or like run out of the house. I think too is what they were worried about. Crazy. And I don't know how accurate that memory is, because that's only a second or third grade memory. So it might not be that accurate. But I just remember seeing a very destroyed room and the story of the dog getting scared. New Year's, yeah, that's the same. They, I remembered Chicago a lot. We would always go, like when it was the Sears Tower or whatever, we'd go to Hancock Building or one of the observation places, and they would shoot fireworks at New Year's over the lake. All right. Yeah, it's really pretty. Like over water, like big fireworks displays over water are so beautiful because you get the actual firework and then the reflection in the water, and so very sparkly and beautiful. But yeah, it's not comfortable in the winter. Yeah, it's not comfortable to watch outside. So it's good from a restaurant or something in a building that has heat. All right. Not big on the ideas this week. Oh, I don't think I said this on stream. I noticed Japan is so funny. Japan has like the black market is just like such an automatic like thing that happens in Japan. Maybe that's like an Asian thing in general, but so Starbucks in Japan has finally, they should have been first, but I think they're last. Starbucks in Japan finally started doing the paper straws, those miserable paper straws that, like, in less than 5 minutes, like collapse, like whatever coating they have collapses, so they don't even function as a straw anymore. They're just a soggy piece of paper in your drink. They started using those, and that's what's out. That's what they give you, and then that's what's out at the the little area with the napkins and stuff. And so I saw a girl get a drink, notice her straw was paper, and say, "Do you have a straw?" "Can I have a straw?" she just asked. And then she said, "A real straw." And then I forget what the way that she phrased it, but a real straw. And then the girl behind the counter was like, "Oh," and she reaches down under the counter and pulls out the old green plastic straw. So maybe they have like the stock. They didn't have to like destroy the stock that they already had. So they keep under the counter the regular plastic straws. And if you ask for a real straw, they're like, "Oh, I gotcha." And then they give you the plastic straw. Because she didn't say anything about plastic. She just said, I should say real or the old straw. I think she actually said the old straws. The previous straw. Yeah, that was so funny. So yeah, there's always a gray market or a black market operating at all times. Wink wink, a real straw. And she knew exactly what she meant. She's like, "Oh yeah, here you are." That was really funny. I wonder if they would play dumb if I asked as a foreigner. I wonder if they would play dumb with me. Because I usually get hot drinks anyhow, so I don't use a lot of straws. But I wonder if I asked in the same way, if they'd be like, "What are you talking about? There is no such thing as the Cosa Nostra." Yeah, that would be funny. Oh, and that's true too. The thing I don't know, I don't think they don't wait on the side of the counter. I think they get their drinks from behind the counter. But if it was an employee, in regular street clothes, but I don't think it was, because they don't wait in line for their drinks. They get their drinks behind the counter and then leave. but that would explain it as well. Oh no, cardboard forks. Get out of here. Oh no. Well, thank God we have disposable wooden chopsticks that are actually, they're very cheap wood, so they're very, very renewable resource, and they're easy to, destroy. They're very biodegradable. So thank God that we'll never have to deal with cardboard forks. Oof. Yeah, I've never had a cardboard fork. That sounds frightening, though. It seems like something they might do here because they don't care. Because most people use the chopsticks, the waribashi, the disposable chopsticks. They won't care if the forks suck. I can't imagine how quickly you have this like limp, this damp limp fork you're trying to, like a salad or something. Yeah, I can't even imagine how quickly that goes sideways. Oh no. Cardboard. Yeah, we gotta recycle everything, or have it be from reused materials. What is it? Yeah, reusable. Yeah. Oh, this stuff is way too sweet. It's so. I mean, it's much more like water than regular Monster, but it's so sweet. Or I'm getting too old. I can't remember. I always thought Gatorade wasn't very sweet. And the sports drinks that they have here, the Pocari Sweat and the Aquarius, the Japanese like domestic ones, they use a lot of fake sugar, and so they're never like overpoweringly sweet. But I remember Gatorade not being very sweet, being pretty mild. But yeah, this is way too much. Ugh. All right. Oh, I didn't even check if it, and maybe it, probably the problem is it doesn't have any fake sugar in it. No. It's got so many things that end in the fake sugar. No, I don't think so. Yeah, that's why it's so crazy sweet. I can't taste it, but sometimes with the stevia or something, I can't taste stevia very well. Yeah, that one kind of sneaks by me sometimes. But the aspartame and all the other stuff, I can always tell that. Yeah, there's one that they use here. I think it's like aspartame K or something. It's something K. Ugh, that is the worst. It has that really chemically kind of like stale taste. It's a good description for that weird taste, but yeah, it's got that really like mothballs or something. Yeah, it's a really disgusting taste. Hey, Hazmat, how's it going? Been a while. Good to see you in the chat. Oh, Chinese food store with cardboard paper like forks. Yeah, and that's that's the funny thing in the dollar stores here. You can buy 100 plastic straws, probably more than that. They're huge. It's a huge bundle of plastic straws. So if they're not going to sell plastic straws, you can just keep one on you and throw it away, and you're completely circumventing their and they're only doing it for whatever tax credits or whatever they get for for not using plastic. Yes. So good to finally get a little bit of break in this like brutal hot weather we're having. The sun was just so crazy strong. It wasn't really that hot here, but the humidity plus the direct sun was making it really, really bad. There's been a lot of, I think I've seen a lot of ambulances. So I think a lot of older people are having like heat related problems, heat stroke and sickness and stuff. So I've seen a lot of ambulance calls. And that's the funny thing too, is Japanese people call ambulances very easily. If you're like just looking a little pale, because I think it's it's not expensive. Like, you're not going to get hit with a big bill like you would in the U.S. So it's covered easily by the health insurance. So yeah, people call ambulances very, very easily here. But I'm seeing a lot more this season. So I think a lot of people are collapsing because it's just hard to breathe. It's so humid here. If you exert yourself, you're really going to regret it, because catching your breath is not easy when the air is so thick. Yeah, for if you're older. Yeah, that's the thing. So this is like a little, the area where we live is kind of a little bedroom community on the train line. But it's older. It was like a popular way to kind of, when you retire, go build a house and get outside the city, and you can still get back into the city pretty quickly. So a lot of people kind of retired up this way and built big houses, but then a lot of people got apartments out here to, just because it was convenient to work and much cheaper than the city. But that's an aging population. That happened in the 80s, and it's a very aging population now. So there are so many old people, and Japanese people live forever. So I'm sure I've said this before, but in the middle of the day, the train station and the shopping areas and stuff around the train station here are like a zombie movie. It's just people, like, they're still mobile, they're still upright, but they are moving crazy slow. They're just shambling around. And it's good. I mean, it's good that, because that's the crazy thing in America, is people get immobile. They get they can't walk, like either because of weight or joint problems or like an injury. They can't walk very early, and as soon as you sit down, as soon as you're in a wheelchair, or as soon as you don't move around enough, like, everything just declines. Like, all of your health, all of your organs stop working well, and everything declines very quickly. So older Japanese people are very active. So it's funny because their bodies are, I think, younger than their minds in a lot of cases. So they're thinking really slow, their decision making is really slow, but once they make the decision, they move really quick. So it's crazy. You'll like be watching someone like be looking at a train schedule, and they're there for like 5 minutes trying to figure out like what train they want to take or whatever. But as soon as they decide, they just kind of shoot off, because physically they're in much better shape than you would expect. But the really old people, are just still kind of shambling around. So you get this like crazy like Romero zombie movie effect in some cases, which is like, this looks insane. It's like struck me sometimes when there's like no students, like all the students are in school, nobody's out of work yet, so everybody is like, over 60 or probably over 70. Everyone around is over 70, and they look crazy. Moving the way they move around. Because I've never really lived in an area with a big elderly population. Like Florida or Southern California or whatever. Never, I guess not LA, but maybe like Palm Springs or probably San Diego. So this is the first time to really notice that, and because every place in Japan has a big elderly population, because they outnumber everyone. That's the joke, that they sell more adult diapers in Japan than they do baby diapers, because the elderly outnumber the infants like 3-1 or something crazy. Maybe more than that. It's got to be more than that. Ugh, crazy. Yeah, at least we don't have the that's the thing I'm always shocked by, is the bombardment of TV commercials for older people, like they do in the US. Like Fox News, or like the channels that get put on in like retirement homes and stuff, have this battery of TV commercials and devices and medication and whatever, drug ads and stuff for elderly people, or investment, like reverse mortgage ads and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm so glad they don't have that here. They don't prey on the elderly. Maybe they're just not allowed to prey on the elderly like they do in the US. All right. Nice. All right, let's try a weird little kettle. If I can make this work. Oh, maybe no lid is good. I played on Sunday. I got together with a friend I haven't seen since the beginning of the lockdown. And literally, he said, because he works, he lives really close to the school where he works, so like walking distance, that he hasn't been out to do anything but work or maybe grocery shop in like 2 years. So this is the first real chance for him to get out of the house. And his daughter's getting older, so she's busy on Sundays doing stuff, and so we were able to get together. That was so nice. It's been forever. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh my God, that's right. That's horrible that we so easily accepted that. Just put your life on hold for 2 years, and we'll get back to you when it's okay. I really want to see suicide numbers and stuff for 2020 and 2021. And probably, it took a while to set in, but once it set in, I think there was some pretty deep despair. A little bit smaller. I don't like the top of that. Yeah, that's true. It is really easy. Like once you get used to just like, yep, this is my life, the prison of my life. That's very true, Unknown Girl. It's can be very easy to just like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. I don't see people face to face anymore. What should I do? I'm trying to think. Like one of those like silly artsy designer kettles. Yeah, maybe like a little ball would be better. All right. Yeah, so that was cool. So we played this kind of dungeon crawler, the sci-fi dungeon crawler based on the Infinity world, and because it had been 2 years, he painted every miniature in the core set, and they were gorgeous. Like not like my painting style, which is just like get some paint on it and get it on the table. Like very highlights and eye reflections and all kinds of like beautiful details on these miniatures, because he had 2 years to paint these, and they just looked amazing. So I was like crazy spoiled having such nice miniatures to play in this game. It was insane. But yeah, it was fun. It was really deadly, though. I couldn't, because, some games, like you get the designers, like, intent, or you kind of get what they're doing, or get the vibe of the game. I can't think of a better way to say it. But this game was really deadly, and I couldn't figure out like how much fighting, how much running I needed to do, and I needed to do a lot more running because I was just like buried in enemies instantly. I wasn't managing things very well, and I was also playing. It's cooperative, so the idea is you get like 4 people playing characters and somebody controlling all the enemies, and I was playing 4 characters, and then my friend was running all the enemies. And so it was hard to kind of figure out the best way. If I would have just been focusing on one character and what they were good at, it would have helped a lot more. But I was just kind of glancing through everything. So I didn't do any good tanking or crowd control or anything. I was just kind of, flipping through the turns. But yeah, it was fun. It's a fun system, and some of the dice rolls are swingy, so it's real fun. It's like a lot of all or nothing kind of stuff. but we're playing the early stuff, and I think they intentionally make the early stuff really hard. So you start out with kind of permanent injuries that then you have to upgrade. Like you have to buy like a med bay and stuff for your ship, so that you can upgrade and get rid of those. So you start out kind of beat down and wounded, and then work your way up. I noticed that with I was playing the BattleTech PC game, and they do that too. They give you a difficult mission at the beginning. Your mechs are all destroyed. Then you have this tiny budget, and you're like, the thing I don't like about it is you're like managing this budget, and you're having these like, meetings with the captain of the ship, and like, dealing with the budget for repairing your mechs. And so you never have a full team again. You always have these like half busted. So you have to kind of like shamble through some of these like later missions to get money, because you're mercenaries, to get money, and you're never full again. So it's a little bit frustrating to balance this like shabby, broken down crew. But I think that's kind of the intention of this game too, is early on you get all beaten up, so you got to dig yourself out of a hole. But then, as you like upgrade the characters and stuff, you're really connected to their little storyline and stuff, and you can kind of pick and choose equipment and things to make them play more like you want them to play. But in the beginning, it's just very standard stuff, and very, very hard. Should just have run. AK5. Oh no. Nice. Oh, Sedona. What? Oh, hey, Sedona. I'm sorry. I totally missed that. Good to see you. Yeah, it's been a while. How was your 4th? Is there still things going off around where you live? Nice. Yeah, that has to be, for dogs like sensitive hearing, fireworks have to be the worst thing in the world. It's like, what? Why would you want this? Why would you do this? Yeah, I think pets in general, because almost every animal has better hearing than we do. So, like, what is the appeal of small explosions? Huh. Yeah, that is funny. I wonder if there are any like great apes or anything like genetically close to humans that could develop a love for, kind of spectacle stuff, like burning stuff in pretty colors or whatever. That maybe that's uniquely human. Once we got tired of just cooking with fire, we decided to entertain with fire. Oh no. Yeah, that has to be really hard on the ears, because we didn't even know like the whole range of sound that they're being assaulted on. I'm sure there's a lot of other frequencies that we didn't even hear, that the dogs are like, what is that? That's crazy. So the canines for like police units and stuff with gunfire, they have to be around gunfire and stuff. That has to be, I guess they can train them to tolerate it more. Oh, that's right. That's why Dalmatians are the fire station dogs. Like, the kind of stereotype is a Dalmatian is the dog at the fire station. In like cartoons and stuff, it's riding in the engine and stuff, because Dalmatians, the way that they were bred, have a kind of genetic propensity to be born deaf. So there's a lot of Dalmatians born deaf from birth. It's a genetic flaw that they kind of screwed up when they were breeding the dogs. And so they are good at fire stations because they aren't scared by the alarms. Like the sirens on the trucks and the alarm at the station doesn't startle them because they're deaf, or they can be. So yeah, I heard that at one time. Like everything else I say, it could be true. Maybe it isn't. I have no idea. Uh, okay, so let's do some, I don't know, tea jokes. Yeah, my for ex-mother-in-law bred. She had a full full blood, whatever it's called, a papered what is it called? A dog that you can breed, and it's like the it's approved. It's wait, I almost had it is a something purebred. She had a purebred. That sounds really horrible too. She had a purebred Dalmatian that she bred. She was the getting into that, and from the litter of puppies, I think she had two from the litter of puppies that were deaf, and they lose their value, to for dog breeders. The deaf puppies aren't valuable, so you test them right away, like you check right away after they're born, they're deaf or not. Yeah, she had a female. Yeah, she had a female Dalmatian, and she, you know, hooked up, like got in touch with somebody that had a male to breed. So she had a litter of Dalmatian puppies, and I think two of them. I think it was like five or six. I forget. There was a kind of a normal size litter, but I remember two of them being deaf. So instantly they're hard, and that's a shame too, because if they have that built in, then yeah, it's going to be harder to sell them or adopt them out. Yeah. Yeah, and when she was right before right before she gave birth, I don't know, I guess she didn't prepare a nice enough, or like the bed or whatever, the area that she prepared for the dog for giving birth, she didn't like as much, or didn't like very much. So she came home from work, and the dog had totally shredded all the couch cushions and made this like nest in the sofa, like so tore out all the couch cushions, tore them to shreds, and was like laying in like this nest that used to be a sofa with cushions on it for giving birth. So she lost a sofa in that transaction as well. Uh, all right. It's okay. Yeah. So let's stick with the tea thing. Yeah, maybe a tea bag. Yeah, that sucks. They don't make, or at least Lipton doesn't make those little paper stapled tea bags anymore. They do this little pyramid. They have like a pyramid shaped one now that I think it's some kind of like mesh, like some kind of synthetic, like plastic or some kind of mesh screen. I like the paper ones, but maybe something was cheaper. But I guess maybe it's a three-sided kind of pyramid shape, and maybe that brews easier or something. Or I'm sure they're claiming it does, but I miss the paper. Some companies still do paper tea bags, but the Lipton ones that you can get here are weird plastic triangles now. I don't know why. I don't know what the material is, but it doesn't feel like paper. Yeah, memory foam. Oh wow, pillow fluff everywhere. Oh memory foam, shredded memory foam. It will never forget that memory foam. Will hold that grudge forever. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, some kind of teapot joke that works. Okay, so we've got this one, and this one. All right. All right, something like that size. Yeah, I'm still not. I should probably like come up with a scale for this cartoon, so when you're going between cartoons, the size of the objects doesn't change. I just draw them a little differently every time. That's part of the charm, right? All right, so those guys will work for one. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, I remember what? Trying to remember what dog. I had a very chewy dog growing up, and yeah, it was just like heartbreaking, the stuff that was the the casualties that died by the dog chewing on things. That was always heartbreaking. Oh no, the dog chewed that up, or like a shoe, like to lose a shoe. Like there's two shoes, and when one gets chewed up all the hell, and you just gotta throw the other one away. Things in pairs. Dogs are very brutal about. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was just like surprising stuff. Like, I had no idea that was even vulnerable or even going to be an object of something a dog wants to chew on. It's so cute when they're puppies and then they grow up and do some real damage. All right. Ooh. Yeah, I could tell ex-mother-in-law stories for days. I should do a live stream of ex-mother-in-law stories. She was a real I can't think of any of the old expressions. She was a pip. Real entertaining, and she had amazingly bad taste in men, so that was always fun. Yeah, I don't understand those women that are kind of resigned to their shitty tasting guys, and so the horrible things that guys do to them throughout their lives are just like, what are you gonna do? You know, that's what I'm into. It's so bizarre. I don't get that weird. Like to not after having something like that happen once, aren't you gonna be on the lookout for those signs that this guy drinks too much and does kind of weird things when he's, wakes up in the middle of the night drunk, and I don't know. There's it's funny. Just like you just resigned to your bad tasting guys, and it's like, that's what I like. I don't know. It's funny. But yeah, and I think maybe not so much like younger generations now, but I remember that with like my parents' generation, the divorced, like the women that got divorced in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, it just seemed like they never recovered. They were just like, wait, how can I duplicate this like nightmare relationship again? Yeah, and so I was like, definitely grew up in the generation of divorce. So I was probably one of the last kids in my group of friends to have divorced parents, but of course they eventually did. And so there's a lot of dating mothers. There's a lot of divorced mothers dating when we were like, late elementary school, junior high school. And oof, yeah, that's just rough. And how people socialized in the 70s was a little more brutal maybe than it is now. But just watching like people resigned to this miserable life that they kept creating for themselves. It was very funny. He only gambles a little bit. uh, yeah, and just maybe there wasn't as much thoughtfulness, and wasn't as much, uh, you know, women trying to help each other out of, those bad cycles or whatever. I don't know. Maybe less magazine advice. uh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really funny. And I think, yeah, I don't know what exactly it is, but that's very true. Is women will tolerate, and also I think they think it can get better, and I think men just once they see something they don't like, that they're just like, yeah, okay, this is only going to go so far, especially like the dating phase. So like, okay, now you're on the list of not to get serious with because you just did one of my least favorite things. Yeah, I don't know. But but women have that. I've heard a couple of people on podcasts talk about this. Women have so men don't have this, but women have the ick. The thing that can happen, the thing that a man in their life can do that will change the woman's opinion of him forever. And maybe she'll stay with him, but like her feelings and maybe attraction and everything will be totally changed forever. Some the kind of triggering thing that they do, like maybe their laugh is a little feminine, or their do something like it's something, and it's something very small, but yeah, women get that ick, and then it's just like it's a no way back. Like you can never, a man can never redeem himself if that happens to a woman. So there must be some evolutionary basis to that. Like that's like the this the most basic level of protection that women have against bad choices in men is being turned off by so turned off by the specific thing that it just alters their opinion of guys forever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think a lot people are much more, they maybe overanalyze and overthink about their relationships a lot more because they have a lot more examples. People post their experiences. They can interact a lot more with people getting advice. And you see a variety of styles of relationships and things. Whereas before, it was just like whatever was going on around you. Like everybody gets married and everybody marries their high school sweetheart. Okay, that's what you do, I guess. Those kind of weird situations where you think something is your only choice because it's the norm. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah. But that makes me so paranoid too. That's like guys don't need that information, that there's something you can do. You don't have any idea what it is, and maybe she doesn't even know what it is. It's like an involuntary response, but there's something you can do that can turn her off so much that she will never see you the same way again. It's terrifying. Hmm. Oh man. Yeah, because guys don't. Because it would be very easy for guys to get an ick on women, but I think guys hormones or horniness or whatever can push them past just about anything. It's like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Her back's pretty hairy, but that's fine. It's just fine. I can work with that. Guys don't get that same response. I think their hormones push them past a lot of things that would be turnoffs otherwise. Yeah, I don't know what exactly it is. Oh no, Sedona. I knew it. What happened? Oh yeah, it didn't show up as for review. Did you see anything, K5? Oh yeah, I think it's really like people that have done that. It's a super unhealthy relationship because that's all you know, and I think eventually, maybe a little bit different timing, but both men and women go crazy if they marry their first and only, because if anything suggests to them that there's more out there or there's better options out there, they're just going to do really stupid things later in life, real damaging things. Oh, Sedona, I can't find anything that got grabbed. If you can paraphrase. Yeah. Right, right. Yeah, yeah, because you probably have kids together, and so yeah, and end up, probably not uh having like a weird experimental phase and stuff, and you don't want to do that like in your 30s or 40s. That's just yuck. Yeah. Um yeah, but some people though, I mean, that's the funny thing is just you got to figure out how you're built and like what you're, and you don't know that when you're younger, when you're that age. But some people are built for that, and like I think we talked about the in Japan they still have kind of arranged marriage type stuff. There's still like and there's now it's more like modernized like matchmaking companies and things, but people that are you know selected for each other. What's going on here? Um, they're like you're just presented with this is your spouse, make it work. And when you're both in that situation and you're like normal people, you're not amazing, like maybe there's no amazing chemistry, but it's okay, you can tolerate each other. That relationship that you build into like you've gone through the all the adversity of raising children and managing a household and everything, so that can like unite you or like bond you in a different way than when it starts out all hormonal and physical and everything. So those relationships seem a little bit more built to last because you're expecting less. You're not where did the romance go? You didn't start out with the romance, so you never ask where did the romance go. You can create the romance from somebody that you weren't ever that crazy about, but you can't get it back. I don't know though. I don't know. I think you always, even if things change through the course of a relationship, like your sexual relationship or your physical relationship, you still need to be able to see that thing in the person that like, yeah, that's right. That's why I'm with them. And for those arranged situations, you don't ever have that. I don't know. It's funny. People are built. Everyone is built different, so you have different tolerances. Yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah. Because you can get put in a terrible situation because it's just it's a marriage of convenience for the families, or it's a the social status wise or whatever. It's a good choice, but if you're, if the guy in the situation thinks that this puts him at some advantage and that you are kind of in a prison. This marriage is a prison for you, and that's how he treats it. Then yeah, that can be really brutal. I definitely know that it can go very wrong too. Because I think arranged marriages only still exist in the cultures where it's a very male dominated culture. Because basically it's the woman that is more of a that's true, is more of a woman not getting the choice. And also though women have to, there's a tradition in Japan where they have like a coming of age day, so it's like a ceremony and a celebration for people that turn 20, but it's also a time where you take a very formal photograph of yourself, usually in kimono or suit or something very formal. But traditionally that operated as the omiai, like the matchmaking photo. So that photo you took at 20 was the one that went to the matchmaker, went to the company, and then they showed around, or that the local woman in your neighborhood, basically, that tried to connect people together. That's the photo that gets shown to your prospective husband. So that's still it's a very male dominated thing. I think it can exist when there's more equality in the culture. Like, I don't think arranged marriage has existed for a long time in like Scandinavia or some, places where it's much more balanced in the gender roles aren't so disparate. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, because I can see it going very wrong too. Because I'm only talking about from my like very American, very kind of suburban perspective, not very worldly perspective, but that looking from the outside, that knowing marriage as a job from the beginning helps your expectations. It's not such a shock when it's like, oh, this really sucks. Yes, of course it does. What were you thinking? Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Hazmat. I never would have thought that until the anecdotes and things that I've heard in Japan. I never would have thought that before. But yeah, that's very true. It is like, it's male dominated cultures that still have that as a thing. And that's the thing that's the worst is those matchmaking companies, when you are like past the age. So basically like 29 is your deadline for natural marriage, for being married in Japan. If it hasn't happened by then your parents are going to kind of force the issue. But if you're in your 30s as a woman here, the husband is probably going to be late 40s, almost 50, that your prospective husband that you'll be matched with. So suddenly the guys have this huge advantage in that kind of matchmaking thing once you're over a certain age. Once it's not like kids being matched, or if it's like a second marriage or something, women's options are brutal here. So you have to accept he's minimum going to be 10 years older than you, maybe more. So basically, a second marriage or later, and that's probably what explains why the divorce rate is still pretty low here, because women don't want to be forced into. They know they're going to be a nurse basically in a couple of decades in a second marriage. So yeah, it's really brutal. I've heard those stories too, that if you are older and go to a matchmaking service, it's like, what? I'm not looking for somebody in their 60s. Yeah, but those are your options. Ugh. It's brutal. All right. Yeah, but at the same time, the weird stuff that's happening with dating apps and stuff is not any better. Yeah, it's really getting strange. People are giving up on a lot of traditional relationships, which may not be a bad thing, but if it's not going to kind of serve the purpose of people having kids, people having kind of stable households and stuff, it's going to be rough. We're going to have to start that weird commune style where everyone in the neighborhood is your parent and they can all feed you and take care of you because you have no idea if your actual biological parents are even going to be home. Ugh. Yeah, there was a lot of that. I wonder if that still exists. I remember that so much coming back from school. And if your parents weren't home, you'd go to the house of the kid whose parents were home, like at least the mother was home, and they would make food for you. They would make snacks for you, and just like you would just be kind of their kid for a while until your parents came back, and it would kind of your parents would do that. Usually your mother would do that at some time. Maybe that's way too old fashioned, but I remember that a lot. Just like trying other families, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and stuff. That like what kind of snacks the other families made, because you're like an honorary kid in that family for an afternoon. Yeah, I wonder. Everyone's got nut allergies though, so peanut butter's a deadly weapon. Now that is an ick. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. There's no way you just start out as disgusted by your husband if you're marrying a guy that's like 10, 20 years older than you. Ugh. And especially at that point where he's already like so declined, you can't even say, oh, he's a distinguished older man. No, he's just an elderly fellow that's going to need medical assistance soon. Yeah. It's funny though, there's a really funny contradiction that I noticed. I think I've talked about it before, but like beauty is very superficial here, and that's why you have the very like the K-pop guys, the K-pop singers, and even the J-pop guys that are very, beautiful, feminine, perfect face, or super cool, like super just like unrealistically too amazingly cool, and have a certain look. And that is the aesthetic, but nobody has a boyfriend or I guess they could have a boyfriend, but nobody has a serious relationship with a guy that looks like that. They always, couples, like serious couples, are always very unbalanced, and usually towards the guy is just a nightmare. Just like, yeah, just a big fat pumpkin head, and like every negative kind of feature, like Japanese feature that you could have, he's got. But he's from a family, he was a good choice, so he's from a good family, good job, good money, good education. So for a serious relationship, you overlook a lot of that stuff. So I see a lot of those strange relationships here, and they're not arranged marriages. They're literally the choice of the woman, and she gives up a lot. And maybe she has like very serious tastes in guys, and this guy is none of them, but he's a good choice. And I don't know how much of that is like pressure from family or just their own kind of, yeah, this is what I should do kind of thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna make any digital camera jokes. I don't know what this is. But that's surprising how many, like, and so the problem with that is like, the function in Japan, like the function of marriage is kids. So people are just demanding you have children, as soon as you're married. And those good choice guy, or the safe choice, I guess I should say, a safe choice of a guy that's going to be very financially secure and very stable, but is incredibly unattractive. Your kids are terrifying. So you have these women like very dedicated to, he's got a good job so she can be a housewife. She's very dedicated to her family, and just these monstrous children that have their dad's features. And it's just, yeah, you see that here a lot. And it's just like, very weird, compromised kind of thing. But it's very different. I mean, the security is hugely important, and maybe is the only consideration in a lot of cases for getting married. But you gotta have those ugly kids. Yeah, that's why with the rampant plastic surgery, like in South Korea, you have a lot of people like in shock, like, oh, she's so beautiful, she got such a tiny chin and such big eyes, and all of these like things that are aesthetically so beautiful in Asia, and then you have kids, and it's like, where did that nose come from? Where did those little tiny eyes come from? Well, those are the pre-surgery. That should be the a legal requirement in South Korea, is you need to see the pre-surgery face of your fiance before committing to any children or anything. Why can't I draw that? Because they come out very differently. But then they get the kids, by the time the kids are 16 anyhow, they get the surgery, so they're fine. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, but that whole, those weird safe choices are, you see that a lot here, a lot more than you do in the US, because, people do marry for money only in the US too, but it's really obvious here. And maybe because, of the arranged marriage culture, it's just like, yeah, my mother and grandmother didn't have a choice, so why should I make a big deal about choosing? Yeah. All right. Maybe a giant bottle of vitamins. Vitamin jokes? Those are always fun. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I could imagine. Imagine the fun fake stories that could come out of that. All right, that's not quite right. So do a big bottle. So it's a family pack or family size or a family. So a giant, one of those giant health food store kind of bulk bottles of something. Yeah, it's interesting though. I read something that talked about that. The job market is really competitive in Korea because there's not that many big companies, and they also they don't have the kind of stagnation problem where they have older employees like taking up spots that so new graduates and stuff have places to go there because they'll force retirement at 40 in some cases in Korea. So there's always spots for new people in companies, but there aren't that many big companies there, so your opportunities are very limited. So it's super competitive, and the job market is super competitive for new graduates, and plastic surgery is a huge part of that. So they see that as a necessity to even getting a job is having a certain kind of face, because if it's anything like Japan, your resume or your CV has your photo on it. Like you have to take a little resume photo, and so they're looking at your physical appearance as well as your credentials for choosing employees. And yeah, I was always really surprised that that's totally okay here. But then that makes it necessary to look as good as possible. And it's kind of like what's the good analogy? Like when people stand up at a live live music event, a concert or something. People in front of you stand up, then you got to stand up if you want to keep seeing the stage, and the people behind you have to stand up, and then everybody's standing up very quickly. It just becomes, if that's the norm, then you're going to have to do it, or else do you really want to have such a disadvantage, have like your physical appearance be a disadvantage, if you could just very easily have a quick outpatient surgery. I guess it's not outpatient, that the kind of stuff they do in South Korea, but a quick surgery to make you more competitive. It's just crazy. And then you're on that treadmill of maintaining it. So you better get a good job. You better get that job, and it better pay well for as long as possible, because you're going to have to keep adjusting things. So yeah, it's really crazy. It's almost like being in the pageant, like the beauty pageant circuit or whatever. I heard that they just opened. Yeah, they kept adding. Like last month, they added like 37 countries, and I think in July they're going to open to South Korea and China. But I think they have some different requirements now. I've only been reading like random articles about it. So all travelers, including Japanese nationals, have to submit a certificate of negative test resulted within 72 hours. So it's still doing testing prior to departing from the country where travelers stay when entering Japan. Oh, wow. Yeah, so if you've got some kind of connection or something, That could be bad. Yeah. Wow. So there are some entry restrictions to and from Japan. So international travel to Japan. Yeah, that you need a test certificate. Oh, was this recent? Quarantine after entry from June 1st. On arrival, tests, self-quarantine period, and place of accommodation after entry into Japan may be changed according to the grouping. Red, yellow, or blue. I guess the countries are still have a red, yellow, or blue uh, in which you're going to stay within 14 days before the return. I love how they word this. So yeah, so you need vaccine certificate, test, and some self-quarantine. Yeah, they're going to make it as miserable as possible. Wow. So, for example, it's a PDF. Um, so, for example, the checklist is a valid test certificate, certifications that clearly indicates when it was taken. You have to install an app and a written pledge. What? Wait a minute. I'm reading this. This is the wrong direction. No, this is into Japan. Yeah, yeah. You have to sign a written pledge and install some app, which is probably going to track you. Yeah, there's a QR code for an app. So that's US to Japan. I bet that's what they do. I bet they make you download a smartphone app that you have to have location on, so they're like tracking you everywhere. That's insane. That's going to really slow down the tourist industry. I hope people know that too. I'm not sure what the number was. Like, I think in June they increased it from like 10,000 to 20,000 or something, or for 2,000 to 20,000 per day or something. So a lot more people can come in, but it's still not normal. It's not like it was. So we're not going to be flooded with that insane number of visitors like we had. But it's getting a little more normal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to know if I want to take a booster just to travel to the U.S. That doesn't sound like a great reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's still not. Yeah, we're still not there yet. That's depressing. Yeah, this weekend I was feeling much more. Seeing my friend I hadn't seen in a while, I was feeling much more like, yeah, we're getting back to normal. But yeah, reading those travel restrictions, we're not even close. Oh, actually, I should make that maybe like a green off-white. Yeah, visually a little interesting. All right. Yeah, so they've got, that's weird. Countries have different ratings, and then you have to follow whether you're a red, green, or blue country. Yeah, it's very strange. We're still because I think, didn't we figure out though that there's no real point in you can't keep it out, even if you're an island country. Like, you can't stop the spread of whatever the newest, the latest, greatest thing is. So yeah, travel restrictions, I mean, you're going to get stuff. I don't know. I guess though, the whatever number of variants and things, but it's just like because Japan was trying that very early on. They much quicker than like the US or anybody, they killed visitors, like even business travel and stuff, which was very, that's very bad for Japan. But it didn't help. People still got in. There was still, I mean, because it's amazing. That was the thing I think I was most surprised by with the pandemic and lockdowns and stuff, is how many fucking people every day are moving between countries. It's an insane number of people. And even if you try to limit it as much as possible, there's still people that every day are going back and forth across international borders. That was the most surprising thing. Yeah, and I wonder if we're even going to be allowed to go back to, how it was. Not to sound all conspiracy or whatever, but I think they're going to see advantages in having these very restrictive. Well, and the kind of nonsense that's going on. I think it's mostly American domestic airline companies, but there was a huge. They got huge support. The American Airlines got huge money from the government, like 54 billion or something, and the intention of the money was to pay the salaries and keep people on. The air travel was almost nothing, but keep people, pilots certified and ground crew and everybody ready. It doesn't look good. So when this comes back, when things start to get back to normal, you'll be ready to go. They took the money and then they gave early retirement to a bunch of employees. So they weren't keeping anybody on staff. And now we're, getting at least back. Domestic travel in the U.S. is getting back to normal. And the airlines are canceling like 1,000 flights a day, or at least they did during the 4th of July weekend. They're canceling huge numbers of flights because they're just like, hey, we just don't have the staff. And when that first started happening, they lied about the reasons. They're saying, oh, bad weather, mechanical trouble, whatever. And it was just the fact that they didn't have the staff to run the number of flights that they sold tickets for. I still don't understand how that works. And maybe it's just the system's more complicated than it appears, but that they overbook flights. They sell seats on planes that don't exist. And then you get to the airport and they say, yeah, we're overbooked. So you're going to have to, if anybody wants to give up their seat, and we'll give them some, travel voucher or something. I still can't believe that happens. But that's, kind of happening again for another weird reason, because they don't have the staff. So they're selling the flights, maybe testing the waters or whatever, waiting for, seeing how quickly things are going to come back. And when they start coming back, they're like, oh shit, we're not ready for this. Yeah, I don't understand how that happened. And I'm sure we've got that's such a strange disease in the US. The CEOs have to get their bonuses, So the company is literally going under. They're firing employees, or they're laying off employees rapidly, but the leadership still needs their money, so we got to make sure they get paid their bonuses, even though they've failed at their job. But I love how much of the kind of bailout money or support money during this time has gone to paying bonuses and golden parachutes and everything for everybody. How can we let them go uncompensated? It's just not right. All right, so some big bottles of something. Great. Right. Yeah, that obsession that kind of happened, and I think that was in America. I think that happened when the oil prices went up after 9/11, and airlines started adding that fuel fee. Whoa, what happened? Started adding the fuel fee to the. Did I undo that? What's going on? Okay, I guess I didn't do the second eye. Started adding the fuel fees, especially to international travel. Then airlines got obsessed with filling every seat, because you used to get on flights and the middle seat, most of the middle seats weren't taken, and so much more comfortable, and you can put your armrest up and everybody's got a little more space, and and that just does not happen anymore. So they got obsessed with filling the planes, filling every seat in the planes, and the only way to really do that is to overbook them. But I still remember those days where it's wow, there's not that many people on this flight. So nice. Should I do, instead of like a steel, should I do a color? Like some kind of enamel? Because it's very kind of monochromatic. Yeah, maybe some bright primary colors. Yeah, it's just my image of those cheesy designer tea kettles. Yeah, but once that happened, I mean, that's when things got really, I guess that's, how they have to make money though, is something happened where, just maintaining the routes and keeping the whole system running wasn't gonna work, and they decided that they can't waste a drop of fuel by having an empty seat. It was probably just some bean counters got the idea that they can make things more efficient. Yeah, but a country like the US is so screwed because air travel is so necessary. There's so many situations where you just cannot drive. And especially like winter and things, winter holidays, you just cannot drive everywhere. There's some tea leaves. And it's such a necessary part of business and everything working, but the airlines are so broken. And it's been that way for a long time now, it feels like. I guess like the post office. That's another thing Americans can't figure out how to have, is a functioning postal service. Oh, maybe I'll do the light color on this. Oops, this bottom here. Yeah. That weird kind of stainless steel edge. There we go. No, I think I keep missing, like I haven't, because I only stream once a week. One of the requirements is like stream every day of the week, so I would need to like get much busier, especially with the abuse cartoons. I would need to get much busier on Twitch to because I only have I don't have many followers on Twitch, and I don't do enough, because it's like about 3 hours a week, and I think like 7, they want like, I don't know, at least to have done it every day a week, and I forget how many hours in a week. I have to review I'm not sure about the requirements, but yeah, I think I'm much closer to YouTube than Twitch, but we'll see. And they keep playing around with that stuff anyhow. That was so frustrating. I was trying to get the partnership thing on YouTube with the hobby channel, and it was right at that time where they decided they don't want to make it easy anymore. Like everybody had so easily gotten partnered up to that point, and then they started like moving the goalposts and making it ridiculously hard, and you never knew, because we hit the requirements a couple of times and then nothing happened, and then it comes out a couple of days later, oh yeah, actually it's this now. Oh yeah, it's this number of subscribers plus this number of watch time plus this many months of activity or whatever. It's like, Jesus. It became like a joke every time. We're like, okay, cool, we hit it again. Oh no, they changed it again. Oh no, we hit it. Oh no, they changed it. Yeah, that was really weird. And our timing was just so bad with that channel. I mean, that's, I think, why things fell apart. The original version is our timing was just the worst with getting all that to work out. Yeah, 1,000 subs on YouTube, and I think if that's what it was for the other channel, 1,000 subs and like 4 million for something hours. There's some number of hours I'll check right now. I'm sure because it's Google, they'll tell me right away. Oh, first there's all these ads. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year. The channel must adhere to the policies, spam and all that stuff. Yeah, so 4,000 valid public watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So we'll see. We'll see if we hit that. I think. Let me see. I don't know where I can see my hours. Let me see if I can see those anywhere. So I don't know how close I am to that 4,000 hours. But streaming, though, I think it should make it a lot easier for streaming because I was just posting individual videos on the hobby channel. We didn't stream that often. So I had no videos. You know, the rare video would be close to an hour. Yeah, well, whatever they're doing, it's working. We're up to 8:37. Holy shit. Where is the watch time? Oh, 55 hours in typical range is 60 to 90. So 55 hours in the last month. Oh, no, I don't know if we're going to hit the... well, it should be. But just, everybody just leave the stream on all the time. So it's 4,000 hours in a year. Yeah, maybe we aren't going to hit that. Recently, it's been... it's only been 50 for a month, so that's only going to be, what, like 600 in a year. I don't know where any of this stuff is. Hours. Yeah, I'm not sure where the hours is. But yeah, if this past month has only been, or unless that's just July, because we're at the beginning of July. But yeah, maybe I'm not going to be anywhere near on the hours either. We'll see what happens. Nice. Thanks, Hazmat. I appreciate the lurk. Yes, lurking. Yes, definitely need a Hyphonics raid again. Yeah, I've got that. My beautiful artwork is on the channel image now. That's so cool. The channel profile. That's so cool to see that. Yeah, good job, K5. Thank you for motivating me to actually do something. You've brought me out of my shell. Yes, two-step verification. Oh, here we go. Wait, this is views. No, it's not watch hours. I don't know where to find any of that stuff. Hours in the past 7 days, 3 hours. Concurrent. Oh, wait. Can I set the length of something? I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to play around. Since published. Okay, last 365. Show me the hours. What? Oh, I'm on one video. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to waste the the stream looking at things that I cannot read. So I don't want a single video. I want all videos. Oh, channel. Oh no, I'm gonna have to steal your wrench, K5. You have to have other benefits. Okay, so channel. There we go. Channel in last year, 365. Oh yeah. Watch time is. Oh no, that's not even close. But it's 4,000. Yikes. Yeah, 4,000. I'm only in 1 year. I only do about 1,000. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. 14% less than last year. Oh, that's depressing. Yeah, so I only do about 1,000. So maybe yeah, unless they can do something about view time, which I don't think. I don't think that's as easy to market for. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think so. I think watching the archive count. So it's whatever's viewed. It's any amount of view minutes, whether it's from the archive or the live stream. Oh, and that might be my problem. I wonder if it counts. I wonder if watching the live stream counts. That might be what's wrong. Is the view time is lower because maybe they don't count it until it's archived, until it's video on demand. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what the rules are, like what the what means what. Yeah, so even if we hit the I'll have to talk to the guy, the marketing guy, and see what he says about it. But yeah, until we hit the hours, nothing's going to happen anyhow. Whoops. Yeah, that's a lot of hours. But it seems like with streaming, because I'm streaming so much, and even if it's only like 10 people watching, times 3 hours. Yeah, I wonder. All right. Oh, maybe a little highlight on the tea bag. Give it some. Here we go. Oh, nice. Thank you, Unknown Girl. That's very sweet. Yeah, I wonder what the how things are, and I love how opaque, whatever, not non-transparent, not transparent YouTube is about how that actually works. Just put up very vague stuff and expect people to be able to understand what's going on. And I don't like that there's like companies now and people that know how it works. Well, most of the creators and stuff have no idea. Like they have this like weird privileged information about what you have to do and what's required. Yeah, that looks weird. We'll just leave it thick, and yeah, that's not too bad. All right. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, playlist is good. Yeah, I don't have any playlists for the channel. Maybe we should do like a year, like each year make a playlist for 2020, 2021 and just group everything there. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how much work. Yeah, one channel is a lot. I can't believe people have multiple channels. And that's the thing that really sucks is I can't like buy a like an account for Streamlabs or whatever, Restream or whatever, to make things work better, to give me more options, because I can't. I'm doing two different things. The cartoon thing and the hobby thing are separate. So there's not a good way to get, unless I put them on the same channel, which would get very weird and confusing. There's no way to benefit. Everything's going to be 2 subscriptions. All right. Not like those shadows. Yeah, I don't know what it is. They look kind of weird and wrong. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I think for YouTube, I think I think I'm the closest on YouTube. I don't think I'm doing very well on Twitch as far as their requirements. Yeah, I used to get some, maybe it still comes through, but the results of a stream, and then they say how close you are to hitting certain milestones. And there's one that I'm always way behind on. Hours per week, I think I'm okay. I think it's days per week, days of the week, because I think they literally want you to stream once every day. And maybe that's just to get you to find out when the best audience, like when your audience is the biggest. Maybe they're being clever. All right. So everything is colored. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know. Where's the playlist thing? Yeah. Oh, no, that's content. Nice. All right. So, yeah, let's do the comments. I think this will work. Oh, I think this is all set up. Boom. Yes, it is. All right. So, let's reload and see if the today's is out yet. Oh, nope, not yet. Oh, yes, it is. There we go. Well, it's out, but it's not. It's live, but people haven't seen it yet. So we'll skip that. Hold that for next week. So we've seen this. So we couldn't imagine having more than 2 flavors. Oh, I wonder if people are like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's only 1 comment, so maybe people are just like, yeah, whatever. So June 30th, common Mormon spoon. Get with the program. Common Mormon spoon. What are you talking about? Common Mormon spoon. Get with the program. Oh, maybe the wooded one? Yeah, I don't know what the Mormon spoon is. I'll like it anyhow because I just don't understand. Tudza. All right. Oh, yeah. I think we saw this one last week. It's either destiny or a super strong adhesive keeping them together. She's no bunny I know. Nice. That's one hot Energizer bunny. Oh, that's right. This just went out last week, so we did look at it, but there are no comments. Set it cling. Happy. Nice username. From McGregor's Garden. With her eyes on her butt. She's no bunny I know. Oh, I get it now. I didn't see that. I thought that was a tag. Nice. Oh, she's got eyes around the other side. The googly eyes. All right. Oh, yeah, they're just a tool. I started to suspect that she was making all this up just to see him again. She saw him as a tool. Oh, Podog is still reading. All right, so let's do some random stuff. Nice. Oh, toaster oven from 2012. Bread, your toast. He was often used to destroy all bread-based evidence. Toasted beyond oblivion. 2020. Oh, I definitely did this on stream. Recent disappearances all pointed to the newly discovered hole in the counter. Nice. A recent twist in the mystery of the missing lemon half. Yeah, right. All right. 2016. Oh, Halloween. One house ran out of candy. Once houses ran out of candy, things got a little weird. Oh, we already saw this one. I wouldn't mind the one on the left of myself. Nice. Me either. Nice. A little handing out shot glasses full of Something. 2007. There's a marker drawing for you. It was impossible to explain to her that they were different means to the same end. Nobody liked the bells joke. I think some of my early, this is 2005 actually, so that was the first year of syndication. And a lot of it got missed. Candy corn, yes or no? I don't know. I had family send me some candy corn just to show Japanese students what it was, and I liked it a lot better not having eaten it for many years. There's something very nostalgic about it, but it's not. I don't know. You can't eat very much of it. I think just tasting it and having it be very, a childhood flavor or whatever is okay, but maybe eating too much, you would easily get sick on it. It's just starch and sugar or whatever whatever the thickness is, the body of that thing is. 2019, July 16th. It wasn't so much a window to his soul as proof that they were out of pasta. Nice. All right. And 2021, some cap or lid choices were obvious cries for help. Bad couple. Oh yeah, that was an on-stream one again too. Oh, there we go. There's an oldie but a lopsided one. Yes, even the text looks so small now because of the scale and drawing stuff. After the first leaf fell, the glass of club soda was full of regret. The old ones get weirdly existential. I guess the regret that he didn't water the. I should have made the leaves more brown, maybe, to make that make more sense. 2016. There we go. That's the same joke I'm going to do today. There was definitely such a thing as an uncomfortable amount of applesauce. Yeah, that's one of those phrases that wrote the whole joke. Is I like the phrase "an uncomfortable amount of applesauce," and then wrote a joke based on that. Another 2016. Oh, here we go. The TV remote control had gone from lost to exalted. Oh, that's a funny one. Look he's got his own little pillow. And it's some cleaning spray. Yeah, Snickers. Snickers are the best. I would always line up, when you get all the little fun size stuff from Halloween, I would always line up a little bar graph, the numbers of the candy bars, and always start at the bottom. You got to start with the Milky Ways. Is it? No, Three Musketeers. Which one has no caramel? Three Musketeers, I think. So you start with the ones that are only nougat, and then you eat all the nougat and caramel ones, and then you exalt in the Snickers. Yeah, and if a house ever gave you a full-size Snickers, oh man, that's the best. Yes, from lost to exalted. Got to take care of this remote now. Make sure we don't lose it again. I was just talking about, I don't know if any of you have had this experience, but a summer thing that used to always happen is at the public swimming pool, they because the candy would just melt, in the summer if they just had it on a shelf. So all of the candy bars and everything went into the freezer. So when you bought a candy bar, it was a frozen Snicker, a Snickers or whatever would be frozen. So you couldn't eat it right away, but you could thaw it out, and the combination of just being out of the pool and being in the hot sun and gnawing on a frozen Snickers bar is super nostalgic. Yeah, so because the candy bars, anything coated in chocolate or anything, it gets very unreliable if it's sitting out in the summer. You could touch it and it just kind of squishes, inside the package. You just feel the chocolate squish, and you're like, oh no, it's all melted. So yeah, the swimming pool, public pool, always sold everything, and even M&Ms and stuff they would put in the freezer. So you'd have to kind of give it a little time, but you were hungry, so you would gnawing on a frozen candy bar. That's super nostalgia. Nice. Hazmat knows what I'm talking about. Oh, nice. Separating Skittles by colors. Nice. Yeah. So what's the hierarchy of Skittle colors? I guess it depends on if it's the regular flavors or tropical or whatever. I would say red is close to the top. I would go like red, purple. Yeah, red and purple would be at the top for me. There's purple Skittles, right? And then what else is there? Yellow, orange, green. Green is above yellow for some reason. I don't think it is. I don't think they taste all that different. Green is above yellow. Do all Skittles have different flavors, right? Am I just hallucinating? It's not like M&Ms where they're the exact same candy. Starburst definitely have flavors. But yeah, it would definitely go red, purple, green. No, red, purple, orange, green, yellow. Lime and apple. Oh, apple. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to put like apple and grape in your mouth at the same time, or apple and, yeah, that would be bad. Yeah, purple and orange definitely are up there. But red is always it's always my, like, cherry or strawberry is always when I was a kid, that was my favorite flavor of any color, any color thing. I was hoping it's either, sometimes it's raspberry, but usually, actually, no, when I was a kid, raspberry is always blue. Is that a thing? Like, is that only an American thing? Blue raspberry? I guess because they had too many red flavors, so they had to kick one of them out. One of the berries had to be kicked out of the red group. Yellow should have been pineapple, and I think it is pineapple. In the tropical one, I think yellow is pineapple. That would be better, yeah, because having lemon and lime doesn't, that's a little redundant. I mean, there is a difference, but it's, not so huge. Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels pointless to have lemon and lime. Starburst with Skittles. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that would be good. Oh, yeah, my older daughter sent my younger daughter Nerds Rope snacks. She's never had those before. They don't have Nerds in Japan, so that was great. She got to try that. Yeah, I like the different, if things have a different flavor, I do like combining, seeing which color or which flavor combination is the best, most interesting. And sometimes it's surprising, because sometimes like lemon adds the like right sourness to like cherry or grape that you wouldn't expect it to be like a good combination. But sometimes combinations are great. Yes. Starburst and Skittles. Yeah, I don't think you can get Starburst here. Skittles, that some of the import shops have Skittles, but I don't think you can get Starburst in Japan. It's really strange, like what the import stores decide are okay for import, like what's going to be popular, what's going to sell. Yeah, pineapple, yellow should always be pineapple. That should be a universal truth. Oh, Mountain Dew has a pineapple. Wow. Yeah, they did a drink that's always lemon flavored in Japan. Just recently had a pineapple version, which is good. Kale Gold Baja. Wow, that sounds awesome. Yeah, that would be really good. But yeah, I like that. That pineapple soda is good. I think it's just a temporary. It's like a limited flavor here. But it's good. Okay, one more random. Now I can't stop thinking about Skittles. They quickly realized workplace hugs would not be tolerated. Now that's just dumb. So instead they turned out the lights and nobody saw them. Yeah, so I guess the joke was the arms, chairs need arms to hug. So that's not, I don't think that leap in logic works very well. But the legs or the arms were removed from all the chairs. Yeah, I gotta pay attention to what flavor. I found just like regular flavor Mountain Dew in a vending machine. It's so rare. It's like really rare and hard to find. But I finally found it again. All right. Yeah, let's get back to the hard part, the writing part. And I actually think I'm not going to be able to do this very well. Yeah, this is not giving me much energy. Although I'm sure I'm very hydrated at this point. Oh, honey on a sandwich. Oh, yeah. Wendy's honey chicken. Really, that sounds good. Yeah, I like honey mustard sauces. So honey wouldn't be bad. I like honey on the when they do those like 4-cheese pizzas and they have like the gorgonzola or whatever, the real like the kind of the blue cheese, like really sharp cheeses. I like the way that the honey kind of whatever it does with that cheese flavor. But honey on pizza sucks because if it runs off, then you're getting honey everywhere trying to eat a slice of pizza. But the flavor combination is good. It's just honey is always a crazy impractical. Even like honey on biscuits and stuff, I always end up with honey in places I don't want it to be. You always like have it on the side of your hand or whatever. How did I? It's never gonna. It's not coming off unless I wash it. But yeah, I used to. I don't know if you still can, but I used to with the Popeyes chicken that we had near the apartment in Chicago. We used to literally buy like a dozen biscuits from Popeyes. I think they put them in boxes of 6, and I would buy a dozen of those stupid Popeyes biscuits. They're buttermilk biscuits that went with the chicken. I loved those things when I was a student. And I think that it were a pretty good price for like buying a bunch of them. But like biscuits and gravy, like what is it? What's that stupid country restaurant, family restaurant? Yeah, but biscuits and gravy is awesome. I miss that kind of stuff. I'm a sucker for biscuits. All right. It's worth it. Yeah, for the flavor, it is definitely worth it. But yeah, honey's a lot of trouble. Oh, wait. What's going on here? Yeah, the camera's at like a weird angle, so I can't. I gotta put my tablet in a different position. All right, so nope. Yeah, I think I need to move the camera over. There we go. So now we're in typing position. So bad at this. Okay. That would explain my viewing hours. There we go. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do for this channel both viewing hours and subscribers. That's a lot. I guess I'd have to produce more regular videos too that could actually get sucked up in the algorithm instead of just have the live stream. Too bad. All right. It's definitely worth it. All right, so the joke is going to be about like family size considered a family or something like that. I wonder if I should change the eyes to be like looking straight ahead, so 2 of them are looking over. Maybe, oops, that would be better. A better self-conscious look. Let's try that. So take these and put them here. Yeah. So he's kind of oblivious to the judgments. They were not quite sure if if family size was yeah, considered a family. That's not very was considered family size meant they were all related. Outside of the family. So what's another family joke? Yes. Yeah, I should do that too. Log in on another account and just watch everything on a loop. Yeah, they're 3-hour videos, so it should be easy to get watch time compared to, a bunch of short stuff. Okay, they were not quite sure if family size was considered or family friendly. Family friendly, family size. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Unknown Girl. You sent me a second batch. I should do the shorts. Yeah. Unknown Girl edited the food, the convenience store segments as shorts. I should put those up and make a playlist of those as well. I think those would probably, maybe the algorithm would catch those as well. Yeah, good idea. K5. Yeah. Unknown Girl already did that. I'm sorry. I gotta get more organized when it's not the day of streaming for the cartoon and drawing it and everything. I forget I forget that I do this, and it's a nice piece of income. But when I'm not drawing the cartoon is like part of my work. But I like limit it to like 1 week or 1 day a week, so I get very distracted. So family friendly, family size, family friendly. Overdosing. If family size was meant for, let's see, some kind of stupid family friendly, family size. Nice. Yeah. There's some fun people have posted some pretty fun shorts. Like there's people that are doing well with it. I guess like back in the day, the other short video thing. Yeah, I'll watch YouTube shorts before I watch other stuff, and I never watch TikTok. Yeah, suppose whatever the one was before TikTok. I never watch TikTok, but I'll watch YouTube shorts. All right. Family size. Did family size mean they were all the tablets were related? That's not good. Something about there was a big. I would have to maybe change the drawing for this to make sense. There was a big difference between family size. Yeah, it's not gonna make any sense. Family size and family friendly. So that would that would mean that the big jug did something obscene, which doesn't mean anything. There's a big difference between family size and family friendly. Something like that. It was very rare for something to be both. It's a weird TikTok only. Oh wow, up to 10 minutes. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's funny. They must be like watching each other's traffic and watching popularity. Yeah, interesting. Um, it was rare for for something to be both family size and family friendly. They never. Is it family sized with a D? It's family size, right? I forget everything. Family size. Oh, there's no hyphen. Oh no, I'm looking up actually family size. Off camera, family size, patterns, family size. Maybe we should change. No, maybe family is not the way to go. Family sized. Oh, it is D. Yeah, family sized. Yeah, yeah, yeah. At least the UK says it's ED. King size or king sized. Two countries with very different approaches to the same language. Yeah, family friendly is definitely hyphenated, but family sized. And I think that's usually for it fits in a family. Yeah, actually, it's just value sized or something. That would make more sense. Or economy sized. Yeah, value size something. It's the value size 24 ounces. No, that does those two ideas are even less connected. Value size and family friendly. Yeah, I think family size. You just talk about that with cars and things. I don't think a big bottle of vitamins or whatever those are. So how about a low quality but big amount? The large amount of an unpopular pill. Overdose over. Yeah, I don't think the family angle is working. All right. Well, let's leave this here and try to... Oh, I have no idea what I wanted for this either. Alive. So I'm making tea joke. Comforting or relaxing. So what's the Hitchhiker's Guide? I said it's very simple. All I want is a cup of tea. Where's the yeah, it describes. Oh, I thought there was a line in Hitchhiker's Guide where Arthur Dent has the like why he's trying to explain to the machine how to make tea, but what he likes about tea. Yeah. Oh well. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy quotes. That's it. That's it. Yeah, I thought he said something right before he tried the machine-made tea, and it was disgusting. Oh, the radio scripts. Nice. Oh, that's cool. They published books of the scripts from the radio plays. Nice. Ah, okay. Family size also. Okay. Yeah, so it might work. So being boiled alive did not sound either. I don't know. I'm just going to get a bunch of weird results here. Why you should never drink tea. Oh, somebody actually wrote a book. The Dangers of Drinking Tea. Why you should never drink tea. All right. Is it okay to drink tea every day? Oh, it's so funny. I didn't know there was a whole anti-tea movement in the world. Yeah, because if you, wow, effects of drinking tea, the Google search, the first page of results is mostly negative effects of drinking tea. That's so funny. They're supporting an anti-tea movement. So what are two relaxing or comforting, relaxing, two good words to describe tea that is the opposite of being boiled alive? Let's see. Okay, boosts energy, supports mental health. I wonder. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure coffee has a bad rep too. I'm sure they, anxiety, the caffeine, the higher caffeine content in coffee must make people. Although some tea is pretty high in caffeine. Relaxing or it's very stimulating, right? Being boiled alive. There's got to be better words, a better word combination. Being boiled alive did not sound either comforting or relaxing. Or what else? What's another? Or anti-carcinogenic, whatever the opposite is. Fights off inflammation. You've got to Google tea, then maybe it's not a good. Maybe I don't know enough to write a funny joke. So something about like a good next step or a good first step. The the health benefits of being boiled alive. Yeah, so something about the process of making tea. Great. Something like that. I'm stuck on both of these now. What a brutal pair of cartoons. Family size. Yeah, I do drink, since being in Japan, I definitely drink a lot more tea than coffee. Most of the coffee here is instant. Or it's much more popular here. So I think in all of Asia, instant coffee is much more common. So it's not great. Big difference between being family-sized and family-friendly. So family-sized, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't want to do something that's just going to get a bunch of Family size hyphen. How about meaning? What does it mean? Oh, it is, yeah. Family size large enough to satisfy a whole family. Yeah, I guess I'll keep it hyphenated and with a D. So there's a big difference between family sized and family friendly. Huh. I don't know. So the implication is like the big bottle just swore at them or used profanity or did something that's not okay. That's as good as it's gonna get. I can't. At least my hyphenated words are right. There's a big difference between family size and family. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna have to do. Okay, and then boiled alive. Being boiled alive. Was the only thing they could think of was necessary sacrifice, was part of the process. Part of the process. Was it worth? Hot beverage making. So being boiled alive did not sound fun, or oh yeah, maybe fun is good. Instead of comforting, I'll do or fun. So or fun, I think is a better. Did not sound reasonable. So the tea would be relaxing. The boiling would not. Okay, fun is good. Being boiled alive did not sound either relaxing or fun. Neither nor either or. Yeah, did not sound either relaxing or fun. All right. Boiled alive. Okay, that'll have to work. Yeah, bad timing with my, I had lunch too long ago, I think. Being boiled alive did not sound either relaxing or fun. Haha. I like the drawing better than usual. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm almost filled up on my 2 terabyte Dropbox account. That's stupid. Yeah, but I guess I do too much video production and stuff now, so it adds up. All right, so there's 7. And there's a big difference between being family friendly, family sized and family friendly. Oh, between being. Oh, maybe that, yeah, between. So maybe here, being. There's a big difference between being family sized and family. Yeah. Being, I think, helps. All right. Yeah, that will work. There's a big difference between being family sized and family friendly. Yeah, reading stuff out loud helps so much for the flow of stuff. Uh-oh, K5 has started a whole thing. Coffee versus tea. There's a big difference between being family sized and family friendly. Okay. We did it. All right, so now some spicy snacks. and we'll bring this back. Oh, woo, about 12:30. Oh no, oh no. Oh, poor guy. I wonder if 4th of July chased him in there. All right. So let me just upload those. And then we'll eat some Szechuan style rice snacks. I hope these are good. It's one of my favorite flavors of food. But I don't know if the snack is going to be a good representation. And we just lost my favorite Szechuan style ramen shop, like a kind of spicy Chinese ramen shop, is gone for good, forever. It's depressing. Yeah, because I found it, or one closed, and I was going to another location. I hadn't been there in a while, and when I got there, just recently, it was just dirty, dusty, and the sign was out front, but it was like one of those light up signs, but it had the cord wrapped around it, and the shop hadn't been opened for a very, very long time. It was so depressing. Yeah, and maybe during the kind of lockdown times and stuff, they gave up, and then there was just no reason to even clear out and get the space ready to rent out again, because nobody was going to be moving in. Yeah, but it's weird that it was just sitting there like that, all dead. Like a ramen ghost town. All right, well, let's give this a shot. Hey, there we go. Welcome to the Family Mart. All right, so today, so I guess Rice Lovers. I don't know if this is a whole series of these snacks, and I can't remember if this is a snack style, like a company, or if it's a like an instant noodle company. Caramacho. Yeah, I don't remember. It's spicy. Oh, maybe that's the flavoring. Maybe that's part of the flavoring. Yeah, because yeah. Macho. But this is a spicy Szechuan snack. So if you can see this picture here, so this is spicy tofu, what they call mabodofu here. It's like a spicy Szechuan tofu with ground pork usually, and like a black pepper spiciness, and then a red pepper oil on it. It's amazingly good. And then some I don't know, they're not onions, but kind of shallots or something, whatever the green onion type vegetable is. But they are little rice snacks shaped like onigiri, right? The little rice ball shape, but flavored like Chinese tofu. Oh, and then the back. Oh, the little rice character is riding a dragon on the back. Of course he is. But I like the kind of Chinese restaurant border, like edge pattern and everything. Yeah, so rice lover. Yeah, so it should be super spicy. But I like the Rice Lover name. So if you love rice and you love snacks, oh yeah, they're very much like the So they're rice. They're not noodles. They're not that ramen noodle snack. So they're little puffed rice, but in a little triangle. So similar to the onigiri or the rice balls. And the reason that those are shaped like that is because how you make them is you cup your hands like this, and so you're making a triangle shape with this part of your hand. So you do that at home, and it used to be the size of the onigiri you ate was the size of your mother's hands. So if your mother had big hands, they would be big. These are really good. Sorry, I got distracted. They're not quite, they're just spicy. They don't have there's like an earthy kind of flavor to the sauce. They're just like red pepper. Whoa, they're getting really spicy. They're just red pepper spicy. It's a little bit in there. Yeah, maybe as it kind of builds up. They're really spicy though. Oh. pretty good because the rice cracker itself, or the rice snack itself, has almost no flavor. This is just like puffed rice, but you can see all the little spices and stuff in there. There's a lot of the powder, the combination of the spices. It's pretty close, yeah. It's getting a little bit like the whole flavor is kind of building up. The first thing when the first one that you taste, it just tastes like a spicy red pepper, like a cayenne pepper kind of taste. But the dish itself has a nice like a black pepper and a red pepper combination. I guess that's maybe a very Szechuan thing, but the combination of the two is really good. And there's sancho or something on it. Like on top is usually the at least when you buy it at the convenience store, there's a kind of another seasoning, another Asian kind of seasoning that goes on top, and it's kind of a variation of another kind of like a green pepper maybe. Yeah, these are great. But like I said, I'm very biased. This is one of my favorite dishes. I've never had maybe authentic, like 100% Chinese style. It's always kind of the wow, these are really hot. The Japanese modification, like the Japanese interpretation of this dish. These are hot, but yeah, I like it. I like it, the Japanese version, a lot, and it maybe because it's not too spicy. I've had some spicy Asian dishes that are so hot that immediately you can't even. All you're tasting is, or all you're feeling is like texture and temperature in your mouth. You're not tasting any flavor because your tongue is completely blown out by a super spicy, super spicy flavor. These are pretty good, like, kind of version of that. And the rice is enough that it's not overpowering. Like the snack is big enough. But sometimes, yeah, it hits you pretty, hits you pretty hard. Oh, K5 is a sweetie. Taking care of the cat. Oh, some of these are supposed to be heart-shaped, I think, because it's, yeah, see? Some of them were just triangles, and some of them have been heart shapes, because this is the kanji for love. So you love rice. You love Chinese-flavored rice snacks? I just noticed that. Yeah, not bad at all. I'm wondering if there's a kind of cracker or something that these would be better. Because you wouldn't want like a corn flavor, so like a corn chip wouldn't be good, or a corn snack. Rice is probably the best. Yeah, I don't know. But they're really crunchy. I've almost eaten this whole bag. These are really good. And some of them were shaped like hearts, and some of them broke. So if you like spicy Chinese food, try this dish. I don't know. It's probably just called spicy tofu or something. Or like Szechuan, spicy Szechuan tofu or something at a Chinese restaurant. I don't know what the Chinese name would be. And this style of sauce in Japan, they just call mabo. M-A-B-O, mabo. So if you have mabo don, it's that sauce over the rice, or mabodofu is that sauce with tofu. That's really good. Yeah, I like Szechuan food a lot, like black beans and red spicy sauces and stuff. It's good. Wow. So this is one of the spiciest snacks I've ever had in Japan. Usually they're very moderate. This really builds up on you. But it's good flavor. Yeah, definitely a winner for this week. So the and I guess the company, they don't have a website or a URL or anything. Is there any? So I'm not sure if this is the maker of the Karamacho. Ooh, it's definitely spicy. But Rice Lovers Snacks. I wonder if they, yeah, do other flavors. I'm sure they do. This was the only one that I saw there. And you can hear the little bits that fell off. But yeah, definitely recommended. It's the first, yeah, spicy snack I've really enjoyed. Wow. I think I talked about before, Chinese restaurants in Japan. It's kind of classy, high level dining is Chinese. So the types of Chinese dishes that they like here are like, bird's nest soup and shark fin soup and Peking duck and the more gorgeous, glamorous Chinese dishes. They don't have so many. So they have a chain of restaurants that's Chinese style food, but very cheap, kind of family style Chinese food with gyoza and some Chinese style ramen. But a lot of Chinese restaurants are very expensive and very kind of high class things. So our parents' generation would always think, oh, Chinese is expensive and it's a special occasion kind of restaurant. Whereas in the U.S., like Chinese restaurants are cheap and a lot and greasy and salty, and yeah, you don't think of it as nice food. And it's also mostly just the, kind of wok cooked, wok fried, kind of stir fry kind of things like, fried rice and noodles and vegetables and meat and slimy sauces and stuff. That's more of and I think because the first Chinese cooking came from the immigrants that were building the railroad, right? So they made the huge quantity of cooking for the gangs, the train construction gangs. They cooked just the Chinese cooks would just cook that huge, probably like army style cooking, and so Americans always associate it with cheap and big and heavy kind of food. But yeah, it's very expensive, classy food in Japan, or it used to be. Not so much anymore, but that used to be the image. So I wonder what. I mean, I guess Chinese food is all food in China, so they probably got the whole range of good food and mediocre food and cheap food. But I was just going to say, I wonder what Chinese food is like in China. Chinese food is just called food in China, I think. So stupid. But yeah, but I guess regionally, there's probably like regional biases though. Like certain types of regional cuisine are considered fancy or expensive or more luxurious than others. So that's probably the big difference in Japan is regional flavors and stuff. Whoa, those are good. All right, well, a big success from Rice Lovers Mabodofu rice snacks. Yes. Oh, there's one more. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is the snacks. I guess half of one. The snacks here are usually in pretty small packages, so you have to be a real glutton and open several bags to eat too much. Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that. So that usually comes out in a little hot, bubbling dish, like a little black ceramic dish. That spicy tofu. Yes, yeah. I've been not taking big risks recently at the convenience store. Anything that is like dried squid, greasy bits, whatever. I haven't gone for recently. But we'll try something a little more dangerous next time. Well, very good. Yeah, that was great. I guess I was getting hungry too, so it's perfect. Oh, it's getting late too. Wow. Well, that was, yeah, wonderful. It was good to see everyone in the chat. Sedona, it's been a while, and Hazmat, it's been a while, and thank you so much, Unknown Girl. It's always good to see you. And K5, the sweetheart, taking care of the kitty stuck in his shop. Nice. And so yeah. Oh, okay, that's right. I wanted to end with American Independence Day, right? So we've got a funny thing that let me see if I can get this done here. So I don't know which screen it's going to be. If I can even do this. So let's just guess that it's going to be this screen. No. Okay, I'll move it over here. Okay, so here is the fireworks show that I was telling you about. So happy Independence Day wherever you are. All independence of every kind. And so this was a San Diego fireworks display that went horribly wrong, and everything got lit off at the same time. So something caught on fire, or something fell over, or whatever. They had some problem with the igniter, and this is amazing. So here is an entire fireworks display everywhere, everything all at once. And I guess it's good I'm doing this at the end, just in case I get dinged for whatever permissions. Okay, so here we go. This is what it's like to have this happen all at the same time. And the sound is crazy. I don't think it's not coming through on the sound. But it's just a cacophony of explosions. And look at how insanely bright it got. Like it was like noonday sun. And that's it. So here, I'll post the the comment was best fireworks show ever. Nice. Yeah, so here's another another angle from a distance. Look at that. That is just insane. Yeah, so that was almost like right on the lawn right under it. And this looks like it's across the bay a little bit. Yeah, that's how they should do every fireworks display. It's just you get 10 seconds of the most intense thing you've ever seen. Oh, so it was happening in multiple places? Oh my god, and they're playing, you can hear Queen's We Will Rock You is playing in the background, so they must have had an igniter, like maybe it was like computer controlled and it was going to be to music, and it just all three locations went at the same time. That's so funny. And Queen is playing, but it's not synced to anything. Yeah, the audio on that first clip, I'll put the URL in the chat before I log off. But the audio of that first one is just crazy. It's just the crackle of fireworks by, just like times 100. All right, there we go. Where is the... Okay, I guess I just got to minimize it. Well, there we go. Yeah, here, let me post this. So that, if you want to hear the audio on that, that's that video's display. Crazy. All right, so happy 4th of July, if you're American and care about such things. But yeah, it was good to see everyone. And so we'll celebrate again on Australia Day. Just for Unknown Girl. All right. But, yeah, it's probably best without audio. It's really brutal. Yeah. Yeah, and once that Queen started, I'm sure I would get a copyright claim on that. All right, so that's it for this week. So abusecartoons.com is the website. So please subscribe if you're just kind of lurking and watching. Please subscribe on either Twitch or YouTube. It will help a lot. We got to get to the partnership, the impossible dream of getting to the partnership. So we'll see everybody again next week, and it was good to have everyone in the chat. And yeah, it's nice when people I haven't seen for a while stop by. So thank you so much, and so take care, everyone. So Sedona, Hazmat, K5, Unknown Girl, thank you so much. Oh, and we had at the beginning, yeah, I get like it already gets cut off at the beginning. That's weird. The chat only displays so much. But Abuse Cartoons on all social media, and of course the patreon.com/abusecartoons. And thank you, John, for always being there. So we'll do this again next week, and hopefully everyone will have a safe, and I'll let you know how bad the typhoon was this evening. if it actually hits or if it dies out. It's got a long way to make it before it gets here, but we'll see. So take care and talk to you soon. Goodbye.